Tuesday night, 8 p.m. It is time for Indie 180.
How much time do we have?
180 minutes of rock and metal featuring the Monolithic Music Minute. Interviews with independent bands from all over the world.
My name is Martin Alini from the Flow from Holland.
Hello America, this is Finnish cunts called Discipline X.
G'day, this is Matt Seberg and you're listening to the official FN Radio. So much better than other FN radio stations.
And Knobs News Corner, brought to you in part by Blowpig.
Don't let another blissful moment go to waste. Taste the magic of Blowpig.
And Cold Cock Whiskey. Take your shot. Hosted by Joe Stagger, Brian Almeida from The Shape, and of course, me, Bob, on the motherfucking knob. The clock is ticking, and the show is about to begin.
Dude, that fucking that Empire intro, that Asparagus shit, that fucking Show Begins shit, Chris Keys, this shit gets me so hyped up, yo. I don't know what's up with that. That's why I always put it on the end there. Brand new breaker, brand new intro. I had to make a new one because we got Cold Cock Whiskey on board, and I figured, you know what, it's only appropriate to to add them into the intro, man, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
all right, it is Tuesday, 1/27/2015, 8:03 p.m. It's just a couple minutes shy of the 8 o'clock hour. My name is Bob on the motherfucking knob. On the Skype line, my good dear friend Brian from The Shape.
Yo. What is good?
What is good?
Is good, my friend?
And unfortunately this evening, no Joe Stagger. He's got to work. He has like a bus company, and all his buses are like plowed in. You know, they're all snowed in. So he's got to like get in a plow and like physically go and like unstuck his buses. Otherwise, you know, he doesn't make any money. And he was like, dude, I feel so shitty. And I'm like, dude, you got to do what you got to do, man. We do this shit for fun. You do that shit for money. If I was paying you, that'd be a whole different story. But I ain't paying you, so do what you got to do, and we'll catch up with you next week. No worries.
Make your living, Joe.
Make your money, son. And of course,
Shut up.
you know, he was like, it's still fucking snowing here in Jersey, so God only knows how much snow they actually got down there. I got about a whopping 8 inches, give or take.
This thing down here is about a foot in Stratford, a little further south, maybe 10 inches to a foot, something like that.
So, you know, it varies from place to place. I've seen some people with a couple feet, seen some people with nothing. New York got nothing. They got like a couple inches. They got like 3 inches, I think it was. So, like, nothing crazy, you know?
Boston got pretty hammered.
They
Boston,
got walloped.
like,
Yeah, they got walloped, man. Now, I'll tell you, a few years ago, I mean, now it's many years ago, Jesus. Not a few, but in like 02, 03, I lived in Mass. I moved to Massachusetts in 02 to go to law school. And so like 02 through like 04, 05, I lived in Mass. I forget which year it was exactly, but me and my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, she, you know, we got so much, dude, we got like 8 feet of fucking snow all in one shot. Like, we couldn't get out of the house. Like, we actually had to dig our way out of the house. And then, like, once out of the house, you can't get into the car. You can't, like, there is no car. What car? I had to walk to fucking like a mile and a half to fucking Kmart to get a shovel because we didn't even own shovels. Like, we had nothing. So I had to walk a mile and a half in 8 feet of fucking snow to the fucking Kmart, get the shovel, walk 8 feet fucking through the snow again, back. Thankfully, it wasn't uphill both ways, but god damn it, dude, those guys constantly be getting fucking hammered with the snow. So I don't miss living in Massachusetts.
Dude, fucking Buffalo is like the same way, man. Buffalo and Albany. When I was a kid, I used to go back and forth over there between my parents, and they would get fucking feet upon feet of snow. It was unreal.
Well, yeah, those poor bastards got fucking like 9 feet of snow in November.
Yeah, dude. They had like fucking screen doors and porch doors like falling in from the pressure and the weight.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And you know what's fucked? For me, what's super fucked is I come from, I was born in North Dakota. I was born in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Now, North Dakota usually, in the wintertime, you don't want to be anywhere near North Dakota in the wintertime because they do. They get feet upon feet upon feet of snow.
Yeah.
Well, my aunt, I have family that still lives out there. My aunt lives in Bismarck. She sent myself and my mom and my sister a picture of them in short sleeves with the fucking thermometer 56 fucking degrees. It's beautiful up there. Not a fucking snowflake to be found. Like, totally sticking it to us. Like, aha. Who has a bad winter now? Motherfucker. A couple years ago, it was June. We went out there to fucking see my grandma and shit before she passed away. Dude, it was June. We left here, it was like 90 degrees, 80 degrees, whatever. We get there, it's snowing. In June. So it's like, what the fuck? Now it's snowing here and like 60 degrees there. It makes no god. The world is all fucked up.
That just reminds me of Johnny Dangerously.
It's fucked up. Alrighty, so let's see here. We've got some upcoming interviews and specials next week, February the 3rd. That's right, we're into February already. Ian Carlucci of Shadow Lake Music.
What?
A younger gentleman does some promoting and things. He's bringing back Lord Almighty to Connecticut. We're going to talk to him about that. We're going to talk to him about Shadow Lake Music. We're going to talk to him about his band and so much more. The following week, the 17th, is there I think there's a week in between there, isn't there?
Yes, there is. The 10th.
The 10th. So we still got the 10th to fill. I'll fill that. We'll work it out. If you got a band or know a band there, Mr. Almeida.
I believe I do.
Let me know and we'll fill that spot because I want to fill up February. We're going to fill up March real fast too. So if you got a band or in a band, know a band, promoter, production, recording, whatever, tell them to hit us up. I'd love to talk to just about any old buddy. As long as they're in the music industry. And even if they're not, we'll take porn stars. We'll take, gigolos. We'll take whatever. Anything.
Just no juggalos.
Yeah, we'll take those too. We'll take the juggalos. Fuck yeah. Whoop whoop, motherfucker. Had to carry motherfuckers. Those gang member motherfuckers are more than welcome on OFNR any motherfucking time. That's bullshit, by the way.
Keep the
goddamn gang members. Hey, fucking gang. Give me a break. That's like saying...
I want to know how they came to that conclusion.
That's like saying fish fans are a gang. Or fucking, sports fans are... Look, sports fans are more of a gang than fucking juggalos. Sports fans actually wear colors.
They tip over cars.
Yeah, they burn shit. They're like arsonists and shit when their team wins or loses. It's fucked up. Anyway, the 17th, we got Drew of the Maddening Process. Probably a couple other members of the Maddening Process as well. We'll see. Ray, the guitarist, goes out with my sister, so he should probably get involved. He should just come up here and hang out. My sister can come hang out with her nephews. And then Tuesday the 24th, we got Steve Lewis of Big Hit Records. He's also a musician, guitarist, and all that fun shit. Got brand new music tonight, whole fucking bunch of brand new music. Thank you, Mr. Almeida, for sending me some brand new Mile Marker Zero, some brand new The Shape.
Absolutely.
Always cool to get those things. But besides those things, I've got a brand new fucking Apostasy track.
Yes, I heard that track today. It's fucking dope.
Called Architects. And as soon as it went up, I hit up Major Chugs, a.k.a. Mouse Mandingo, a.k.a. Rob Brown, the drummer of Apostasy, OFNR alum. And I'm like, Dick, send me the track, douche canoe. He was like, oh, I thought Ryan Early would have sent it to you already. And I'm like, no, he didn't send me anything. Send it to me so I can play it tonight. So I've got that. I've got brand new Archaic Decapitator.
Yes.
What? They sent me a whole shit ton of stuff. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're an instrumental band, no?
No. They have a vocalist.
Oh, they do. Okay, so
they
maybe
started
it's
playing shows again.
maybe it's,
we did a show with them November 15th. They definitely had a vocalist, and
maybe
they have their new EP out.
Maybe it's Riding in the Skies. Then that's the one of these new bands is a.
I think Riding in the Skies is instrumental.
Okay, yeah, we got brand new Riding in the Skies too. Domar Elmar. Got that. So, a lot of new stuff to get to tonight. I'm going to try to get it all in. Of course, we played some brand new Tear Gas Union last week. I'm going to get some of that Steve Lewis in there tonight so you guys can hear that. Got Rebel Hotel, some Intercourse. Maybe we'll get to that.
They just dropped a video today.
Oh, I know, dude. It looks fucking dope as hell, too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Really,
it's like
really well done.
Super cinematic, and it's by a new guy that I had never heard of that had been doing videos.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's not Esco.
Yeah, it's Gary Ahmed.
Fucking Esco does some good shit. But yo, Gary did a really fine job. A damn fine job, if I do say so myself.
He did indeed.
Always good to see new stuff coming out from the Intercourse guys, and Kev King, of course. We talked to him a few weeks back. He's a constantly fucking doing shit, man. I saw his schedule recently. It's like he never sleeps. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, brand new maddening process too. I don't think I got to that last week.
No, you didn't.
So I'm gonna get to that tonight.
Speaking of which, that man is going to be here.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
February 17th.
The Drew. We got Drew of the maddening process. Like I said, maybe Ray, maybe some other guys. Who knows? I'm not really 100% sure. But I know Drew for sure. I know Bam will definitely be on the phone with us. Talking about the maddening process. Talking about what they've been doing. What they're going to be doing here in 2015. And all that fun shit. The stuff that we normally talk about. Of course, OFNR's Indie 180 brought to you in part by Blow Paste. Get the taste of dick out of her mouth. BJ a day. Blow Paste. CheekyChaCha.com. Get that shit. Man, it's a toothpaste. It's a lube. It's a lube paste. It's Blow Paste. Get it. Also, OFNR's Indie 180 brought to you in part by Cold Cock Whiskey. Made with aged American bourbon, herbs like green tea, hibiscus, eucalyptus, ginger, ginkgo, and many others. Smooth taste, no whiskey burn. Take your shot, coldcockwhiskey.com. We're going to be talking with the owner of Cold Cock Whiskey in March. So keep it locked for that shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, buddy. Come on, bro. If I'm going to get a sponsor, I got to talk with those mofos.
I'm a fucking co-host, and I'm the last to know about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, look, I'm working with Joe Stagger to make that all happen. Because Joe Stagger is the one that got us the sponsorship from Cold Cock. Cannot thank him enough for that. Cold Cock Whiskey is delicious. And I'm not just saying that because they're a sponsor. I'm actually saying that because it really is fucking delicious stuff. It really is delicious shit. And I'm telling you, I cannot wait for sure.
I think all of us are whiskey drinkers on this show, correct?
Yeah. For sure, Metal Madness, dude. I cannot wait for that show because I'm getting, like, hazed in a way, like, because I'm going down there and I'm spending the night. And, like, it's Stagger and a bunch of other bands. And the Cold Cock Whiskey guys are going to be there. And, I got to get initiated to the Cold Cock family. So I'm going to be tore up. I'm going to be staggering. Totally. So, as your official MC for the Jersey Shore Metal Madness Fest, expect the last couple bands to sound like...
we might be one of those last bands, man.
Oh, no, you're talking about the Connecticut dates. I'm talking about the Jersey dates. I've not been polled.
There'd be flowing whiskey at both, dog.
I'm sure there will be, but I'm the MC for the official MC for the Jersey date.
Oh, shit.
He has not asked me to be the official MC for the Connecticut date, though it's at Cook's. It's 10 minutes from my house.
And it makes sense.
It makes sense. Other quick OFNR news, of course, Chasm is doing their one-time reunion show in March, the night before, actually, the Connecticut Shore Metal Madness Fest show, the 27th of March. And OFNR will be broadcasting live from that event. We were asked by Keith of Chasm to be a part of it. It's a very special occasion for them. I could not say no. I'm in. We're there. First time ever, OFNR broadcasting live from the outer space in Hamden.
I love that venue. Killer place. Ballroom's awesome.
I'm pretty excited, man. I've not been there before, and we've never broadcast there from there before. So I'm really excited. And, that's the thing. OFNR will be broadcasting live throughout the year. but we're gonna be kind of selective about our dates. I don't know that every show warrants us being there. Me packing up all my gear and going down, and 9 times out of 10 I pay to get into the show and I don't get paid to broadcast, and I don't care. Like that's not what I do this for. But it is time out of my busy schedule, and I want to kind of pick and choose the shows that we feel are really something spectacular.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of shows, of course, this Friday night, starting at 6 p.m., it's going to be insane at Toad's Place. Anybody who doesn't go to that show is dumb. It's dumb. I mean, God damn it, dude. There's going to be so many goddamn bands. It's 2 stages worth of bands. Apostasy starts off the night 6:15 or something like that.
Yes. You got the lineup?
I don't have it in front of me.
I'm about to grab that real fast.
Yeah, you should do that. You should definitely do that. Couple other quick things. Quick shout out to Bull Spike Radio. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, 1 to 4, my good dear friend Turbo from the Asylum does his show, syndicated right here on OFNR. He's got Darkitect on this week. Darkitect, straight from CT to New York, right back to CT. You like that shit? Good times right there. It's going to be a good time. And then not this week, but next week. Next week, 8 p.m., Keith, formerly of She Walks Without Legs, Mr. Keith Pearson, got a brand new show here on OFNR. From the Underground and Below is the name of the show. Formerly the Keith Pearson Project. He didn't like that name. So From the Underground and Below, Wednesday nights, 8 to 10, right here on official fucking new radio. Live. Not syndicated. Live, motherfuckers. Of course, the syndicated Syndicast Sundays at 7. Check that out. When I remember to fucking do it, because I'm a lazy bastard. You can always go to the Metal Syndicate and get it if I forget. Just go and get it yourself. Download it.
Claim that shit.
Claim that shit. We've got 4 days left of All Independent Month. Then we go back to our regularly scheduled programming. Metal Mondays, Grunge Garage on Tuesdays. Modern rock and classic rock and metal and all that shit. And then All Independent Weekends again. So we'll be getting off our All Independent Month. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you guys have been listening. I've been listening. And even I go, man, what is this band? Who is this? This is fucking good shit. And then I remember who it is. I remember, oh yeah, it's these guys. That's dope. So you got like a couple more days to find some brand new bands right here on OFNR all day long, every day of the week. Do that shit, man. Why not? Why not get some brand new fucking music in your ear holes?
Always be seeking out new music.
Yeah, man. An All Independent Month? Come on. Come on, man. Constantly be playing new shit. New shit, old shit.
And when you hear new local shit, go buy that shit from Bandcamps or from bands in person at shows.
Right. Or sometimes, a lot of these bands, man, they give you the shit for free.
So buy them a t-shirt and check them out live.
Yeah, like fucking Coratory last week, you played some of that shit. That album is fucking free. Go get this shit right now.
You mentioned New Archaic. I could have sworn theirs was free. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, it's set your own price.
Yeah, all right. There you go.
So might as well be fucking free. You got that lineup?
Oh, I do indeed.
All right, run through that shit right quick.
Yeah, Opa's birthday Blizzard Bash this coming Friday, January 30th, 2015. Doors are at 6. Got Apostasy from 6:15 to 6:45, opening up the main stage. Sever the Drama from 6:45 to 7:30 up in the Lily's Pad. Risk All in Life from 7 to 7:30 on the main. The most disappointing band in existence, Lights Vein from 7:30 to 8:15 in the Lily's Pad. Drained of Life Reunion, 7:45 to 8:15. Be sure to check that out on the main stage. Sakara coming out from out of state from 8:30 to 9:30 in the Lily's Pad. Heavy Hitters End Time Illusion from 8:30 to 9 p.m. on the main stage, followed by Cyperna. Get you a strain of it, 9:15 to 9:45 on the main. Eyes of the Dead from 10 to 10:30 on the main stage as well. Dead by Wednesday, Opus the Man himself, going out from 10:45 to 11:25 on the main, followed very quickly by Jasta, coming home from 11:30 to 12:30 on the main, What's really cool is right after those bands get done, Earth, the Sabbath tribute band with Features Opus, is going to do a big old medley of songs like he mentioned last week, and that's going to be from 12:40 to 12:55 a.m., followed right after by Alcoholica, the All-Star Metallica tribute jam, from 1 a.m. till whenever the fuck they want to be off. Closing times at 1:45 a.m. sharp. So make sure you're there from 6 o'clock on, man. You're going to have a killer night of music from 13 awesome fucking bands, dude.
So real quick, remind me, Eyes of Dead 10 to 10:30?
Eyes of Dead 10 to 10:30, yeah.
All right, so that's when I'll have my extended smoke break. I'll go outside. No, I definitely want to check those guys out. Look, you know, my biggest issue is I gotta work, and I work in fucking Greenwich, and then I gotta get home. Like, I gotta come home and eat and shit, and then I'll go to the show. There is abso-fucking-lutely no way I'm making it there for the first band, for Apostasy. And I feel shitty about that because I haven't seen those guys in a while. But there's just no way. I mean, even if I left Greenwich and went right to Toad's place, I probably wouldn't catch them.
Yeah, you're going to hit that lovely Friday 95 traffic, especially if it's going to snow that day, which it might early on in the afternoon.
It might.
Who knows? Maybe you'll get a snow day or something. Who knows?
Maybe. I'm not counting it.
Maybe you catch a Praenus, Cyperna, or Cybola, and you magically don't go to work that day.
I'm going to tell you right now, yo, there's no way in absolute hell I'm missing Cyperna, man. There's no way. Dude, I posted it earlier. It ain't no bullshit, yo. They've got to be one of my favorite Connecticut local bands. They're fucking phenomenal. Every time I see them, they just rip shit up. I fucking love those guys. Sincerely do. So, there's no way I'm fucking missing that shit. All right, real quick, I don't know where the fuck I got this. I'm not sure. One of the fans of OFNR sent out this meteorologist freaking out about the snow, and it's like the best thing ever. So I want to play this real quick for you guys. Here, check this out.
Well, I'm AccuWeather.com meteorologist Jim Kosick. Our paralyzing, crippling, record-breaking storm comes today! Road closures, flight cancellations in the hundreds, power outages by the tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. Yes. And problem number one to start it all today, 35 degrees. So when the snow comes in, kicks temperatures down sub-freezing, so what initially melted turns to black ice. That's only one problem. Problem number two, 14 to 22 inches of snow! Winding down Saturday afternoon. Tertiary problem? Yeah, I've been reading the dictionary. Blowing and drifting! 3, 4, 5 feet drifts! So you shovel, drifts back over, shovel, drifts, shovel.
The guy's just totally going nuts, man. He's absolutely insane, man.
I timed that audio link to the actual clip. My God, this guy's voice does not sound like how he looks.
Dude, it's so crazy. He's totally going absolutely nuts in that video.
He is one of a kind right there.
Of course, you guys can check that out once I put up the program. I do that each and every week, so you guys can follow along and check out all the cool things and links and stories. And I've got a bunch of cool news stories tonight, so you can follow along what we talked about, different products, different bands. We do the playlist. I try to give it all to you, and I try to give it to you as quickly as humanly fucking possible. Sometimes it's very difficult.
You leave her your needs, Holmes.
Sometimes it's really fucking difficult, man, to get it up like in short order. Just because I got other shit going on. Got the whole work thing.
As long as it's just not difficult to get it up, period. You know.
Well, I need the Viagra every now and again. I'm old, man.
Viagra and the blow paste, good combo.
Hey, blow paste is a great thing. You know, if I don't need the Viagra if I got the blow paste. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I use the Viagra and the blow paste, then holy shit, that's a good night right there.
That's a rocket ship.
That's a rocket ship. Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick music break. When we come back, I found this cool article, 17 Things That a Band Should Not Do.
This thing is awesome.
It's actually a really cool article, and Kind of goes with a lot of what we've been discussing over the last few weeks here on Indy 180. And we're going to touch on a few of these things. We got Mile Marker 0 tonight. Thank you, Brian, once again for setting that up.
Absolutely.
Very cool. I can't wait to talk to those cats. We've been playing them for a while. So, you know, that's dope that we can actually finally get a chance to sit down and talk with them, find out what's up with the band name, how they got that, and the whole rigmarole, man. And we're going to talk about some of these things that bands shouldn't do with them. So, should be a good time. We're going to start off tonight with brand new fucking music. 2 brand new tracks. And then a track that you heard a few weeks back from Intercourse, because fucking Intercourse. But first, my son's gonna be 5 on Thursday. 2 fucking days. He's gonna be 5 fucking years old.
Happy early birthday, little man.
It's unfucking fathomable to me how quickly the time has gone. And because it's his birthday in a few days, he actually does have his own favorite local band, believe it or not.
Okay.
And there was a show here in Waterbury at the City Limits Cafe, which is an all-ages venue.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a year or so ago. And his favorite band was there. And I was going, and I told him that his favorite band was going to be there and that he could potentially go. Well, then I was leaving, and he was like, well, can't I go, Dad? And I'm like, no, buddy, you should really stay here. And he really visibly got upset, like started crying and shit. And I'm like, dude, you can't start crying because you want to go see local metal. Like, that's it. Get your coat. Let's go. We're going. Well, he went to the show. He only went for the one band that he wanted because it's like 5 minutes from my house. And, of course, the band is Apostasy. Everybody knows this. Everybody who knows Brandon, my son, knows that he fucking loves Apostasy. He walked right up to fucking Ryan early. He was fucking 3.5, 4 years old. Walked a beeline right to Ryan and went to Ryan and said, listen, I want to hear Fire Everything tonight because that's his jam. Ryan looked at him like, no shit. You want to hear that, buddy? I will play that for you. Just for you.
That's awesome.
And they did. They dedicated the song to Brandon. And I'm going to play that from Cherry Street. And then I'm going to play the brand new fucking track called Architects right here on OFNR. So don't go anywhere. Some Fire Everything live from Cherry Street. This comes from, oh man, this was so long ago. 2012? Yeah, 2012, dude. 3 years ago. 1/21/2012. So almost exactly 3 years ago. How you like that? We'll be back in just about, 10 minutes or so. Maybe we won't get to that Intercourse after all. We might. I don't know. We'll see. Here's some music. Fire Everything. This one goes out to my son, Brandon, because it's his favorite fucking track. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. It's Official Fucking New Radio, Indy 180. 180 minutes of music.
4 songs left. This is the first little date of a bunch of shows we're playing in the winter. And we're going to take a little break in the middle of it to go record an EP. This is going to be the first song off of that EP. This is a fairly new song. This is called Fire Everything.
cancer of the world. We are the cancer of the world. We are the cancer of the world.
American bourbon, and herbs like green tea, hibiscus, eucalyptus, ginger, ginkgo, and many more. Smooth taste. No whiskey burn. Take your shot. ColdCockWhiskey.com.
Damn you. What more can you take from me?
Is that a dare?
This is Bob on the motherfucking knob saying, keep those vaginas clean, ladies.
Yeah, keep them vaginas clean, goddammit.
Smile.
They gotta smell nice. Clean that shit out every now and again. Brand new music right there, Archaic Decapitator with Ghost. Brand fucking new. Keep it locked, we'll probably be interviewing those cats in the near future. So keep it locked. Little spot for Cold Cock Whiskey in there because god damn it, it's Cold Cock Whiskey. They're a sponsor of ours. Gotta give them some love. Then we got two in there for Apostasy because it's Tuesday.
Two for Tuesday.
And we do the 2 for Tuesday every now and again. Brand new music called Architects. You can get that on their Bandcamp. You can do that right now. The link,
badass tune, man.
The link is on our Indie 180 page.
Apostasy.bandcamp.com.
That's right. It's right there on our Indie 180 group. Come join us. Tell us about your events, things that are going on in your neck of the woods. Let us know. And then before that, Fire Everything live from Cherry Street from 3 years ago, which is always cool. I love playing those live versions from the different places that we broadcast from. I always record all the sets. Unless I'm drunk for my birthday, and then I forget to. and the Shape can verify that.
Yes.
A couple years ago for my birthday, I just got so fucked up. I forgot to save. I really should have had, thinking back on it, I really should have had somebody else running my shit that night.
I think that night we were all hammered. I remember going on and I was like in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
Half of what was going on.
And then by the time the roast happened, my God, I was definitely fucked. Because they kept bringing me tequila shots, man. And I don't even like fucking tequila. I know I'm Mexican and all, but I don't even like tequila. It was a great night. That was like, 2 years ago now? My God. Or a year ago now. Last year. Not this past year. I didn't do shit for my birthday this past year. The year before that, though. You can check out that roast, by the way. The best of is available via our YouTube link. I'll link that in just a little bit.
That was such a good fucking time.
Oh,
man.
my God, dude. And one of my highlights for that night was Chris Keys showing up. Because he's in California normally. And he showed up specifically for my birthday just to come and hang out and show some love to the OFNR because, we're constantly working with that cat. Whether it's here, whether it's there. I do so many videos for that dude. You can check out the entire playlist of all the videos that I've done for Chris over the years. I've done so many, and I've got a new one that I'm working on. It's just taking me a little while because my Mac is in the shop. It needs to be there's a CD stuck in the fucking thing.
Ooh.
And so I do all my video stuff on my Mac because that's what I bought it for.
It's a fucking common thing, dude. Like everybody, I have 2 roommates here, and all of our fucking CD drives. Mine is temperamental. You put a CD in, it'll spit it right the fuck out, or it'll take it perfectly. And then my other 2 roommates, they just failed.
Yeah, dude, this
Stopped
one
working after 6 fucking months.
It just it ate the fucking disc, and now I can't get it out. It won't come. It just won't come out. And there's no on a regular CD drive, there's the little pinhole that you can force the fucker out.
Yep.
There's no pinhole because this is one of those it's not a tray, it's a little feeder. One of those feeder disc fucking things. So it just swallowed the fucker and I can't get it out. The thing's been in the shop forever, man. The fucking geniuses can't figure that shit out. Pissing me off, man. I need my goddamn Mac back. I got a fucking lyric video for Continuum that is just about done. It's almost finished. A few little twerks that I gotta make for fucking Apathetic.
Yeah.
And I can't finish the fucking thing because it's on my video computer. And then I got a brand new video for Chris Keys called Father that I'd like to get really going, and I can't do that either. God damn it. It's very upsetting. Technology blows.
Fuck the geniuses.
Yeah, fuck the geniuses.
Who made them geniuses?
I don't know. But there you go. Some music for you. We're going to get to some more music, of course. We're going to get Mile Marker Zero in there in just a little bit. We're about 13 minutes shy of that interview, so we're going to blast through some of this show stuff that we've got. Came across this awesome article from digitalmusicnews.com. You should go check them out, digitalmusicnews.com. They've got quite a bit of cool information on that website. A whole bunch of different stuff. But this happens to be the 17 things local bands just don't get. And we're going to blast through them. Brian and I are going to kind of switch on and off on these and kind of go through them. And we'll touch on the ones that are super important and the ones that I really think that, you know, we could talk a little bit more in depth. First and foremost, and this one is a biggie. This one is good. Because you know what? We've seen a lot of this, and you guys at the Legion of Doom there, the trifecta of power, the power plant of metal and rock and shows and shit.
What a rush.
You guys are going to be putting your heads together and really working on this particular one. You guys put out a little post. Trashing other bands in your scene isn't hurting their rep, it's hurting your rep. I cannot agree with this one more, man. If you're fucking out there shitting on everyone else, it doesn't really look so bad for everyone else that you're shitting on. It looks bad for you. It looks bad for your band.
Yeah, no matter what the circumstances, either too, it just makes you look kind of weak.
Makes you look like a little bitch.
Trashing bands. It doesn't really help anybody. Just anybody complains to the internet. People anonymously, like, you know, or not anonymously, but they, you know, complain. It doesn't help anybody. The scene should be about positivity and just helping people out and, you know, supporting each other and supporting bands. If you don't like a certain band because you don't like a certain band, you know, you don't have to go to a show, but, you know, support who you can and try to do the best for everybody.
Sure. Support. I mean, look, everyone's got their own opinion. That's fine. It's cool to have your own opinion, whatever. But you don't, you know, there's a way to go about that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a dick.
Yeah.
Look, there are bands that I don't particularly enjoy. And I'm fairly vocal about it, but I do it in a way that's like, it's positive, constructive criticism. As a, for instance, like, look, I like Kali Ma as a band, but I've said to them, like, personally, hey, you know, I think I would really like you guys a lot more if you had a vocalist. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Not everyone agrees with me. Most people think I'm a fucking dumbass, but I'm just one person. But I've said that to them. I've said that it's constructive. It's not like, oh, you guys are fucking lame bitches. I would never. I mean, those guys are fucking amazing musicians. It's just, hey, I'm a lyric kind of guy. I really hone in on vocals. And that's what really, you know, at the end of the day, when I want to hear a song, it's like, oh, I know the name of that tune, or I know the lyrics of that song.
Shit.
You know, it's kind of hard to go and be like, dude, play that song that's like chug 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 chug. It's kind of.
I still love Kali Ma.
Oh, dude, of course. So do I. But you know, it's just an example, one example of many. Dude, I love Kali Ma. I don't want anybody to take that shit the wrong way. And some of those guys are in fucking Cyperna. So I mean, come on. Of course,
awesome.
Of course, I love Kali Ma. And of course, I love Cyperna. And of course, I love Guerrera Ka Cyperna Ma.
Number 2, acting disinterested with folded arms at the back of the room at other band shows does not make you cool. Singing along at the front of the stage does. Yeah, there's a lot of that, you know, especially at heavier shows. I see this a lot of death metal shows, just what we call the mean mug, where you're standing there, arms folded, and it's like, yes, okay, very dead serious face, standing like a good 30 to 40 feet back. It's like, dude, you're at a show, you're here to party, you're here to rock, drink, sing along, get fucked up, have a good time. Otherwise, why are you here?
Yeah, I mean, I never really did understand that. You know, the mean folded arms mug. I am mean and angry. I mean, look, I'm not asking you to fucking, you know, maybe you don't know the songs. Maybe you're there to see a band that, you know, is not on just yet.
Yeah.
But have a beer, a Coke and a smile, and shut the fuck up. You know, it'd be cool, man.
Stick out of your ass on the way.
Yeah. I mean, you're out of the local show. You're supposed to have a good time. Otherwise, really, I'd like
you gotta bake a cake and do backflips when you're going out there, but you know.
Yeah, you don't have to be a stiff either. Yeah. Number 3, looking like a rock star isn't as important as sounding like one.
Dude, just sum that up on my end. If you sound like shit, you end up looking like shit.
Absolutely. And you know what? This is true if it's live. This is true if it's recorded. This is true no matter what. I don't know how many bands I have turned away from OFNR because the quality of the recording just isn't up to snuff.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but like on a normal month, that's not all independent month, which we do throughout the year. We I just kind of pick and choose when I feel like, hey, it should be all independent month. But on normal times, like we play, modern rock and stuff that's signed bands, and then I mix in independent music. If your shit sounds like garbage, sounds like somebody fucking used a Tascam 2-track on that fucker, the likelihood is it's gonna sound like shit. It's gonna stick out. It's not gonna sound like it belongs with the signed guys. So fucking vital, man. So many bands, I have just been like, nah, I'm sorry, I can't get a better recording and I'll play it. It's not the music. It's not necessarily what you're playing. It's not that your band's shit. It's just your recordings suck. Or you sound bad live. I mean, if you sound bad live, it's real hard to get into.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes that's like the only, first impression is sometimes the only impression. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but on the other end, number 4, image is actually important. Cargo shorts are for dads at a barbecue, not for musicians on stage. So likewise, there's a difference between dressing and putting emphasis like rock star only, as opposed to, having a balance where you care about your music, you have a presentation, but at the same time, there is, a unified look at least to you guys where you do present something. I do believe in that. You're still at a show.
I don't know. I don't know that. I mean, we go to metal shows. I go to metal shows. If you got jeans and a metal shirt, that's uniform. I mean, that's you don't need to all dress in fucking.
Well, I think to clarify, just in case you took that the wrong way, I think they're saying don't dressing in like literally khaki cargo shorts and the white socks up to the knees with like a blue T-shirt at a barbecue. The world's different from a metal tee and like black jeans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying dress up in a fucking costume.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be Kiss or Gwar, but, there is something about a uniformity of a band. You know what I mean? Like, making everybody kind of look like they belong. You don't want the whole band in metal shirts and that one guy in a cardigan sweater. It's just not, it's not going to work. But like a perfect example, Darkness Descends. Fucking brutal band from Jersey. Their shtick, their thing is to dress up, like actually dress in like gangster fucking outfits, like, suits and ties and bowler hats and fucking, bright colors and shit. And it fucking works for them. Granted, they're a metal band, but they look sharp as fuck doing it. And, just one example. I mean, I don't want to.
There's a lot of bands out there that, don't necessarily have like a uniform per se, but they dress, in a certain manner that all vibes together. Like we have, some shit that we usually always rock. I have a filthy, nasty coat that I've never washed that I always fucking wear.
Right.
Just stuff like that.
And I mean, look, if you're in like a, depending on what kind of music you're into, like if you're in a goth band, you probably should look semi-goth. Like if you go out to see Agrippa, that motherfucker looks so fucking steampunk. You know what I mean? Like it's totally fitting his industrial sound. You won't see him in like the, regular gear. He's got gear specifically for playing. And I think it's important. I definitely think it's important. Number 5, being respectful and friendly will take you much farther than being superior and entitled. This should really be rule number 1. Don't be a dick. If you go into any bar, venue, whatever, acting like you run the place, acting like you deserve something, I don't give a fuck if you're signed, unsigned, whatever. Chances are nobody's going to want to work with you again. Period. There's no need. And especially at the local level. I mean, maybe when you get signed, maybe I can sort of kind of maybe understand why you might have a little bit of a, ego or whatever. But if you're at the local level, I've been saying this for a while, like nobody's a rock star at the local level. I'm sorry to fucking tell you, break it to you if you're just tuning in. You're not a rock star. You're not signed, you're no big deal.
It's just that old adage, man. You know, be careful who how you are to the people on the way up. You never know who you're going to see on the way down.
Absolutely.
You know? And treat people the way you want to be treated. Just speed this along. Number 6, going to other band shows is the most important thing you can do to support your scene. That's absolutely true. It's self-explanatory. Yeah. Facebook and even flyers put up aren't going to do
jack dick.
Aren't going to do the job. You need to get out there, meet and network with people, and so people can see that you give a shit. You know, obviously sometimes you can't always get out to the show that's going down, but you know, more often than not, do your best to get out there, and more people come out and see you.
Absolutely. We talked about that with David from Marwood's Falls, and I could not stress enough how important that is. Number 7, the scene's gatekeepers are friends with each other. Get in with one and you'll get in with them all. If you piss off one, prepare to be blacklisted. I cannot explain to you how vital this kind of shit is. I'll give you an example. Becoming friends with guys from Eyes of the Dead, as a for instance. Those guys, because I became friends with them, turned around and introduced me to so many fucking great bands that they knew and loved. And because it came from Eyes of the Dead, a band that's been around over a decade, we are suddenly now accepted as somebody who gives a shit and actually has, you know, some clout, a little bit of clout, because somebody stuck up for us and said, hey, these guys are actually cool guys. They're all right. Be cool, you know, be cool to the people that are, you know, don't go up to a Cyperna or don't go up to a Dead by Wednesday. God help you if you go up to Opus and be a dick to Opus, because that dude puts on more shows, and he might not even putting on the show, but you know, he works with John True, he works with this guy, he works with that guy, he works, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to fucking piss off someone like Opus, because he will sincerely ensure that your life's a living fucking hell.
Number 8, you don't need press to pack a show. You need a strong work ethic.
Good God.
That is indeed, as with anything else, you need that's pretty obvious. You need a strong work ethic to get your shit across to who you want to get it across to.
Goes right back to going to shows, man. Not enough to, you know.
This does help, obviously. Like,
even if you don't, you know, even if you buy fucking radio time, you know, it's almost like an expense that you don't need to do if you're willing to put in the effort of actually going out and talking to people face to face.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, man, word of mouth is you know, the best tool you can get sometimes, man.
It's 9 o'clock. We're just waiting here patiently for mile marker 0 to call in, so we're just going to keep on rolling while we are waiting. Number 9, physical promotion materials are still incredibly important. I don't know, we can talk about this all you want. Getting out there and putting posters in hands is, you know, way more important than Facebook. We talked about this last week. Facebook is just one tool of many. You would not use one tool to build a house.
That is correct. You need more than one tool to build a house, and that's absolutely right. Flyers, man. Flyers are super important. Putting them in hands, putting them up in places where people are definitely going to see them, whether it be bus stops or diners. So many people overlook somewhere like a diner because, dude, a diner right down the road from a venue, on the community board when you walk in, how many times have you gone to a diner drunk after a show trying to get some grub before you go home, man? Shit like that, you know, thinking outside the box, getting promo materials in people's hands and just spreading it out is absolutely fucking incredibly pertinent to do.
Go out and get some stickers, man. Go to 123stickers.com. You can get like 300 fucking stickers
for like $30, dude.
Like, yeah, dude, it's real. Not like $20 will get you like 250 fucking good size stickers, nice waterproof indoor outdoor stickers. Swear to God, like and that's just one. I mean, that's where we go. That's where OFNR's gone for years. Is 123stickers.com. But there are fucking hundreds of different companies that you could use.
Yep.
Stickers is a really quick and easy thing to get that, believe it or not, really works really well.
And it's recurring eyes. You stick it on a drive-through, you stick it at a bus stop, so many more eyes are going to see it because all the people, you get the recurring people there, but you get new people all the time too, in and out. So that's a killer thing to do, like you said. Number 10, Facebook's dying. If your entire promotional plan relies on it, you're doomed. feel like the flyers and the promo kind of covered this. That's absolutely right. You need the physical stuff. You need to go out there and meet people. You need flyers. You need stickers. Number 11, Mr. Knob.
Real quick on that Facebook thing. If anybody out there does not believe that Facebook is dying, I have one word for you. MySpace.
Yep.
We all thought MySpace was going to be the end-all, be-all. It's gone. I mean, yeah, it's still out there, but who the fuck uses MySpace? Facebook will go away. It will die out. And it's already going there. I mean, if you're in a band and you have a band page on Facebook, you know, you know, you may have fucking 2,000 some odd fans, but you only get into 3 of them. So move on. Number 11, you need to conquer your hometown, you need to conquer your hometown before you can hit the road. If no one cares about you locally, what makes you think people are going to care about you anywhere else? Man, I don't know how many goddamn times I see this. Local bands are like, oh, I'm not going to play in Connecticut. I'm going to go out to Jersey or New York or whatever and make a big splash. And it's like, no, you're not.
The first thing you're going to get when you call a venue out of state is, have you played here before? How do you draw in your hometown? How do you draw out here? That's the first thing you're going to get. Or some of the first stuff you're going to get.
You better know somebody out there before you can try to play somewhere, because God damn it, man. You really need to have, first of all, not only do you need to conquer your local area just because you'll gain a following, but it really gives you the chops that you need to take it on the road. You know, it allows you to hone your skills. It's like band practice with a crowd.
Yep. And just from personal experience, because I know you like that touch, that's why this year we played so many shows. We wanted to get back out to people and hit every possible corner area wherever in Connecticut we could, so we could go out of state more this year. And it definitely works, and it's definitely something to go by.
I'm gonna
number
do
12.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was gonna do number 12 because it kind of goes together with number 11. Touring means nothing unless people actually come to your show. If you can't get a crowd at every show, do not tour. It's not worth it. It's a waste of money.
That's true. You can still, not necessarily be super well known in the places you're going to, but still get on a show by, linking up with a promoter, talking to them, trying to get a slot on a show, take what you can get, whether it's open and closing, whatever. If you're trying to break out there, it'll lead to better things and better slots in that area. It's kind of like, hey, kind of what you do in Connecticut or your home base, wherever that may be. You do what you can to conquer it here, and then boom, you try to do the same thing and repeat it in each state, and you build a following, little by little.
It's answering. I'm trying. Greetings and salutations. Hello.
I think it's still ringing, dude.
Is it still ringing? It says connected here.
It's ringing.
It said connected. Hello?
Yo, Brian.
Yeah, there you are. Hello.
Hey.
Who this?
This is Mark.
Mark from Mile Marker Zero. What's up, bro?
Not much, man. How are you?
It's good. My name's Knob, and of course we got Brian from The Shape on the phone.
What's up, brother?
Hey,
on the Skype.
Hey, what's up?
On the Skype line. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Fucking dude, Mile Marker Zero is the shit. We're gonna talk about what you guys have been doing, and man, I've been following you guys for a long time, so I'm real stoked to finally be able to actually chat and talk with you. We're just gonna quickly wrap through this discussion that we were talking about, and then we're gonna swing back around to you. So just hang on here one more second.
Sure.
We were on number 12, Brian?
We finished 12. Yeah, we're on 13.
So number 13, playing around town all the time weakens your draw. Spread out your shows so you can promote one big show every 6 to 8 weeks. Can't explain that one enough. It's pretty self-explanatory. Number 14, when you're starting off, you need to play out everywhere, anywhere, all the time. Get practice, record every show. And once you listen to your live set and you love it, then you can book real shows and charge a cover. If you suck, you do not deserve to be paid. Get good first, then you can start charging.
Number 16, no one in the industry cares about how good your music is. They care about how successful you have become on your own. That is unfortunate, but in a lot of cases that is indeed true. Number 17, go out of your way to help others in your scene. It will eventually come back around. And again, from personal experience, I've seen this quite often with a lot of the bands that we've played with or that I've booked on shows. And I see it with a lot of other bands too, you know.
And not just, you know, from a band standpoint. I could speak highly of this mentality from OFNR standpoint. You know, I don't get to go out to many shows. I don't have the staff that I once used to have where I'd have like multiple people I could send to shows if I couldn't go. But because I don't go to shows, I feel like I got to do other things to help out. So I make flyers, I fucking talk about it on the air, I make breakers, I make videos, whatever I could fucking do to help. And I don't charge. I don't charge to make flyers ever. So if you need a flyer for your event, I will make it for you. And I will go through as many revisions as you fucking possibly need until you're satisfied for free. So
I still always feel like I'm busting your balls whenever I ask for one.
Absolutely. You, Eric, I mean, lots of people have said that, you know, I feel like I'm busting your balls. Look, that is just another reason or another way that OFNR and myself really can help the scene, help the shows. There is nothing to me more sad than seeing an awesome bill and then seeing a really weak-ass flyer. If I can't read your flyer, I'm probably not going to go to the show because I can't fucking, it's just not.
How the hell are you going to know what you're going to see?
It's not appealing, you know, and I see this a lot. I see the, you know, flyers that look like my 5-year-old drew them up. It aggravates me so very, like, it really literally, like, oh my God, like, damn it, I should just make a flyer for them just because. I don't because, you know, I wasn't asked, but if you're ever in a position where you need a fucking kick-ass flyer that's poster ready, that's ready, you know, to be put on, you know, big fucking flyer sheet, full-size paper, hit me up. I'll fucking do it for you at no cost to you whatsoever. So, however which way OFNR can help, you know? Yeah. All right. So we got through that. We're gonna go back through it again, of course, with Mark, who is now on the line from mile marker 0. Thanks for letting us wrap that up, dude.
Oh, no problem.
All right, so let's talk about mile marker 0. Obviously, you guys have been around an awful long time. I mean, I remember seeing you in like 09 or somewhere around that time frame. How long has mile marker 0 actually been a band?
We've been a band for probably almost about 10 years now.
Wow.
Going back to about 05, yeah. So we had met, actually, some of the guys that we've been playing with since high school, actually. We played in different projects and groups. I played with Dave and Tim since high school. But we met John when we were in college at WestCon. And Dave is obviously Doug's brother, so I've known him since he was like 12. But the band's been going for about 10 years now.
And during that 10 years, have you guys gone through different members, or has it always kind of been the same group of guys?
No, they've been the same 5 since same 5.
That's incredible for that long period of time so far, man, to have a lineup stay intact, dude. I got to give it to you.
Just going to say that, man. 10 years of the same fucking guys. That's almost unheard of.
Yeah, no, because I think we're friends first, you know, there's that constant, like, that brotherhood. You know, we were always together, we're always looking out for each other, and regardless of whatever, you know, musical disagreement we might have, you know, we care about each other, and that kind of, I guess, supersedes everything in the end.
Yeah, sure. Still really rad that you guys have been doing it for so long together as one piece. And I mean, it kind of shows in your music too. You know, you guys do kind of a progressive type of sound, and if you kept transferring people in and out of the band, you'd probably lose something in the process for what you guys are doing. You know, you need that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really want to be and have, like, you know, 17 different guys, you know, at each instrument over the course of our whole career. We like the fact of and we've been interested in groups who've built the chemistry and you know, we're able to build a catalog and grow not only as musicians, but I think as people too.
Hell yeah. Now, I mean, I've seen you guys have been playing some local shows with Monolithic. Any big shows that you guys got coming up in the coming months, or that we can check you out with?
I know that we're looking at doing. Brian and I have been talking. Well, Brian and us have been talking about doing some dates together in the spring. Possibly a little kind of a Northeast Weekend Warrior tour. But actually, as of right now, we just finished up a bunch of stuff at the end of last year and in the beginning of this year. But nothing actually in the immediate future that's confirmed as of right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have some stuff together, I'm sure. I think it's May and June, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Rad. Hell yeah, man. Something we were talking about now, Indie 180, we talk a lot about, the business side of things, and something that I like to touch on now, especially that we've had kind of the discussions we've had over the last couple of weeks. Has Mile Marker Zero, have you guys like gone through the process of getting the name trademarked? Are you guys, with ASCAP or BMI or CSAC? I mean, have you guys done any of those things that you would do as a business entity?
Yeah, we did. Obviously when we started out, it was just, let's play music and whatever. But especially, I would say after the first couple of years, we really started to think about some of the little stuff that you don't think about especially as super musos as we grew up. You don't really think about how you present yourself and how you look and all the stuff that you just mentioned. So we made a concerted effort to, not like we're going to all dress in, 80s leather pants or anything, but we made a concerted effort to look good on stage and look unified. We became a corporation, official corporation, about 3 or 4 years in. We registered with ASCAP, registered our domain name and everything. We especially, I would say even in the last 5 years, we've become way more cognizant of the business side of things.
Yeah.
It's extremely important for any artist to have to be able to take on as many parts of their career that they can.
Well, especially nowadays, I mean, we all know the industry has totally changed. I mean, it's just not the same thing as it was so many years ago in the 80s or 90s. There's no record deals now that you can really strive for. And the more you know, even if there was a record deal that came across your plate, the more you know about the business side of things, the better informed you could be about whether or not that's actually even the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
Because it might not be.
Right.
Have you guys, quote unquote, made it?
Have we made it? It's been interesting. We've had some conversations about that lately and like what that even means. There's, like you were saying about the amount that music industry has changed. I know even in my own head, as much as things have changed, there's still that like romantic side of me that still wants to picture it the way that it was in the mid '90s when I was in high school. But obviously it's not like that anymore. It's like, as far as making it, I guess I haven't made it the way that I thought that I would have when I was younger, but in a lot of ways, I know for me personally, I get to make most of my living from playing music. Granted, it's doing 6 or 7 things at once. But I feel like we all feel like we can do more and achieve more. So I don't know. I guess it depends on your definition of making it.
Well, and that's sort of the discussion there. I don't know that there is a hard and fast rule anymore.
I personally think it goes up to whatever you yourself and your goals are, man. Like in achieving what you want. Have you achieved all the things that you want? To achieve. Do you feel you can reach the things that you are looking to achieve? I feel like that is pretty much how to dictate that. At least just from my standpoint.
Right. I mean, ideally, what I've always wanted for me personally, and I know most of the guys in the group agree, we would love to, my ultimate goal would be able to make a living just playing in our band and be able to take care of me and my family and have just that. The chance of doing that is a lot slimmer than it was. I may never be Van Halen or whatever like I thought I could be when I was a kid, but I think if I could spend more time doing the group and less of 100 other things, that would be an ultimate goal. But at the same time, doing other projects has made the work that I do and I think the other guys and we do in the band stronger.
Well, yeah, I could see how that would be the case. Now, speaking of, Van Halen growing up, if there was a band now, any band, dead or alive, that you could tour with? Mile Marker Zero goes out on tour with any band, dead or alive. Who do you go out on tour with?
Who do we go out on tour with? Musically, if Porcupine Tree gets back together, I know Stephen Wilson's doing a lot of his own solo stuff. That's a group that we played one gig with them on their Fear of a Blank Planet tour in Hartford, and that was great. We met a lot of great people. They would be a band, on a bigger scale, to tour with a band like Tool, or even, to go super big, even tour with a band like Muse and play some of the stadiums. I would say those, maybe Dream Theater too, just from having a hardcore fan base that could see us every single night. So I don't know if there's one specific group where we're like, oh my God, we would love to play with them. But those kind of round out the groups that I think that would be a dream to play with.
Oh yeah, and to see you guys with like Dream Theater, that would be fucking stellar because it's the same sort of style of music, and I'm a huge Dream Theater fan. So it would just to be able to go and see it would be like totally dope. Now, what is it, Mark? What is it that you do in the band? Are you the singer? Are you the guitarist? Are you both? What?
I'm the keyboardist, actually.
Ah, the keyboardist. See, we don't get
I'm that guy.
We don't get very many bands that have that element. So, what's it like to be a keyboardist in a local Connecticut, metal band?
Well, I don't know if we consider ourselves a metal band, but as far as being a heavier or a hard rock band, I think it's cool. It's unique. I'm very often the only keyboard player at the gig, to be honest. And over the years, I've kind of grown to really like that. I'm the weird guy. There usually is, sometimes depending on the show, I'll get weird questions. Like usually if we're playing a metal show and I'm sitting at keyboard, somebody assumes that, like, oh man, you play black metal? It's like, does it look like I'm going to play doom board here? Kind of thing? But even though I think some of that stuff is cool,
yeah.
But
where's your corpse paint?
Where's your corpse paint?
It's a different approach to how I have to do any other type of music, and obviously sonically you're competing with a wall of sound, but I like doing that. I like being a part of that sound, and I don't mind taking a side seat or being the extra color that thickens out the sound.
But isn't it true that the keyboardist is even lower than the bass player?
In what way?
I'm just kidding. I'm totally.
That's the way this man plays, dude. I can play all the bass parts with just my left hand. Most keyboarders would be like that. So I don't know.
No, legit, honestly, yeah, straight up, man. Like anytime we play a show with Mile Marker Zero, and it might be with a crowd that isn't familiar with them and might be a heavier crowd, they'll start with an unknown, like, kind of puzzling look on their face, and by the end of the night, they're fucking headbanging and raging out with their set, and I've never seen another band that, like, wins people over that much locally live in a long time.
Yeah, well, look, for me, it's been an awful long time since I've seen you guys live, but the last time I did, I was just like, holy shit, this is just a phenomenally talented group of individuals who play really, really good music. Like it's sound. It's not like it's all over the place. Even though it's progressive, it's really fucking tight and well done. You know what I mean?
And nobody around here really has that kind of a sound. You guys sound so unique to yourselves.
Totally. Absolutely, yeah. You definitely stick out here in Connecticut because again, yeah. Who else has that sort of sound? I agree with you there on that one, Brian. And I was just totally messing with you, Mark. I just fucking with you.
Oh, well, the keyboardist is, there's a couple ways you like the keyboardist is the disposable person. It's like being the drummer. We carry even more gear, but people care less about it. So they just turn us down in the mix. I'm just that guy that sits off to the side of the stage. It's like, who's that guy over there?
Right on. Brian had written down, this is a good question. What's up with the bunny masks? I actually used that picture for our promo picture for the show tonight. Any story behind that? Yeah,
the bunny masks come from our Halloween show. And every Halloween over the last 3 or 4 years, we do an entire 45-minute or so themed show that's all Halloween music, and we have a video that's synced along with us, and it basically shows all the different, movie scenes or whatever from whatever song we're playing. So the first year we just did the usual, let's dress up. And so the second time I think Dave had actually found these bunny masks at a costume shop or something. And we're like, oh, these look kind of weird and creepy, so we gave it a shot seeing like this bunny mafia where we have the masks and these suits, and we really scared the crap out of people. We do it down in Philadelphia, and we walk down the street and look in restaurant windows, and the people look at us like, who the fuck are these guys, and look like we're going to rob a bank or something. And so especially in Philadelphia, people know us actually as the Bunny Mask Band, and it did so well that we've done it pretty much every time.
Which is cool. Dude, I think it's cool as fuck because it's like, it is kind of spooky and weird, and like, it's one of those like it totally just random, like, what the fuck, like bunnies, what the fuck is that all about?
And dude, the suits just make it.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
It's a cool thing, man. I think it's real dope, and I don't know.
I wanted to follow up here real quick. You mentioned your Halloween show. This is a question we had for a little later on, but since you brought it up now, you guys do have a rather extensive show. We had played together on Halloween. I personally had never seen the Halloween show before, and I was fucking blown away with what you guys got going on and doing certain themes, and the songs you chose to do was really fucking something to see, man. And for anybody who, this coming Halloween, hopefully you get to do it again somewhere. Hopefully people listening will check that out if they're around or go to it. It's totally worth traveling to. But I was just wondering if you could walk listeners through just kind of how the idea of doing that show came together, and what influenced putting it together.
Well, especially Dave and Tim are both just humongous fans of Halloween, and they always talk about, oh, this is so cool, and being musicians, like, we listen to movie themes and scores, and so a lot of the coolest movie music is in horror movies. So we would jokingly play a thing here or there, and I would play the Box Tattoo. So we thought one year, what if we did a whole show that was just that, and being into multimedia and stuff, we were like, oh, we could do it and make it a visual thing and make it this whole humongous experience, which is then where the costumes came in. So basically, in a nutshell, we go back and forth between some really serious themes, like The Exorcist and Halloween and 28 Days Later. We play some rock themed songs that are based around Halloween, like the Monster Mash and Black Sabbath's title track, and then we throw in some really goofy and kind of funny ones like Ghostbusters. We follow Slayer's Raining Blood with Casper the Friendly Ghost. So it's a combination of not only being, it's like Halloween in a nutshell. It's a lot of fun, but scary and everything all at once.
And you were even able to work. What is it? The Everly Brothers, right? Or is it Everly or Isley Brothers? I always forget. From Ghost.
I think it's
right.
I think it's Isley Brothers. Maybe so. I don't remember. Yeah, no, Unchained Melody, because we thought we'd put the movie scene from Ghost. Which, to be honest, when we did that show with you, Brian, I was a little afraid of how that might go over with the Misfits crowd, because we're like, of all the songs to play the entire thing of in that whole humongous set, that's the one song where we play.
And dude, that got a huge fucking reaction, man. That was awesome. It was a sight to see all the people, really connecting with that. But it's crazy just to see you guys be able to walk the line and go from doing something like that to doing, the Black Sabbath theme. And I think you had like the Elm Street thing going, and it's fucking cool, man.
Thank you. Shit. Yeah, I mean, we're always into, obviously there are bands, like Between the Buried and Me or Opeth or something, who kind of are able to meld all these different styles and approaches. So it's kind of like a humongous medley, you would see. And so we like to be able to go from, hit you on every emotional level.
Certainly, yeah. Absolutely. And it definitely runs that gamut.
Sure, absolutely. I dig it, man. Now, let's backtrack here just a second. You guys do have a brand new EP out, and it's getting a little bit of love from the community, called Young Rust. Can you tell us a little bit about where you guys recorded it? Do you guys do all your own recording, or do you go somewhere? How does that work?
Well, actually going along with some of the business stuff you were talking about, we've gotten to the point where we pretty much can record ourselves. Almost everything. We did some of the parts at a couple of the studios. We went up to Applehead, up in Woodstock. We went down to Horizon in West Haven. But we did do a lot of it ourselves, and John mixed or did the initial mix of stuff, and then we sent it off to Applehead, and they kind of worked their magic on it. But we did do a lot of it ourselves.
Right on, which is, and again, technology has come so far. I think it's kind of vital for bands to, even if they don't necessarily put out the albums that they record, it's so vital to have, a little bit of working knowledge of how it all works, and to be able to record, locally in your home, whether it's in your basement or whatever, just for the simple fact of being able to listen back to it and review it and know the process. And then by the time you're ready to go to the studio, if that's where you're headed, you're not spending an absolute fortune dicking around. Oh, I don't know if I want to put this there or this there. It's fucking expensive, man.
Yeah, I mean, we would love to, park ourselves, be Dream Theater and park ourselves in the studios for 4 months and just write and record everything simultaneously. But, almost nobody has that money. So yeah, exactly like you said, to be able to demo and do pre-production and kind of go into everything. And so if you are going to go to a studio, if you're not able to spend that time, you at least are a little bit more mapped out, and maybe you can spend a little bit more. You can spend some time experimenting, but you're not just going to blow an entire day, deciding how do I want to pan this guitar from left to right so it sounds like it's wind or whatever. You have a better idea of what you're doing.
Right.
To piggyback off you were saying, I just had a quick question here. You creatively and knowing you guys record yourself too, on your YouTube channel, you guys have a lot of mashups of covers and certain covers you play there. How did that kind of come to be, and how do you feel like the reception is to those?
The reception has been pretty good for the most part. I mean, there's some people that don't get it, and for those that don't know, well, actually, we've done. The first one we ever did was a mashup of Justin Timberlake's Blue Ocean Floor and Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb. And then we took Tool's Think Fist and we put it with Chris Brown's Fine China. The whole inception of it was actually, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Bleederazzi mashup, where they took Lady Gaga's Paparazzi and Meshuggah's Bleed. Have you guys heard that before?
I have not.
I have, yes.
It's unbelievable. It actually works in a very strange way. They're the same tempo, they're the same key, so it works. So Dave actually one day said, you always joke about that guy Andy Rayfelt on YouTube who takes the original vocals of Miley Cyrus songs and he rewrites them as metal songs with the original vocals. And we were like, why does nobody do this? What if somebody actually did that? Actually had a song that musically was pretty intense, but had not a pop necessarily vocal, but something that was a little bit more you could latch onto. So that's where we got the idea of doing that. And the first one was the Comfortably Numb one, and we realized the songs were so similar, so we tried putting them together, and that's how we came up with that.
Well, since we're talking about this, it kind of can go right into this particular, another one of my fave questions to ask bands. If Brian and I were to give you guys in Mile Marker Zero an MP3 player for a month, you have to give it back to us, and you can't delete anything. What kind of crazy guilty pleasures? I mean, you've already named off some of these weird, mashups that you're doing. What kind of guilty pleasures might we find on there?
Oh, you'd probably find a good amount of guilty pleasures. Dave, and he, outwardly admits that he loves some pop music. He loves Rihanna. He loves some rap music as well. I know that John and I both kind of share a love of some classic rock and some 80s stuff. My guilty pleasure would be liking some of the Phil Collins solo material, for whatever it's worth. Tim likes some really obscure like almost borderline like questionable metal and indie rock, and Doug has a little affinity for some pop. I don't want to say pop punk, but pop music. So you definitely would find a good amount of guilty pleasure. I would
an
say.
Eclectic mix of fun things. Sounds like.
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, that's look, it's cool because you know what, some people don't know how to take that question as if I'm like poking at them. There's so much music out there, and it's sort of silly to just like I only listen to math metal. That's it. That's all I listen. And it's kind of like as a musician, and I'm not one, but I would only think that like the more you could expose yourself to, the more you might find like, oh shit, like, this person did this thing that sounds so cool, and how the fuck did they do it, and how could we not necessarily steal it, but like how could we replicate it and utilize it to make our music better, and so I think it's cool that you guys have this eclectic spectrum of music that you can go to, and yet you still come out with this, progressive rock stuff. And I think what we should do here is take a quick couple minutes and play one of the tracks off the new album so that we can talk a little bit more about what you guys are doing. And this way, those who are tuned in to OFNR tonight, and I thank everyone who's tuned in, can get kind of if they haven't already, if they don't know who Mile Marker Zero is, they can get kind of a sort of an idea of what it is you guys do. I have a couple tracks. I was going to do Where I Want You, if that's cool.
Okay.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
All right, so everybody just hang on the phone, hang out. Everybody tuned in, keep it locked to Official Fucking New Radio. We're going to be back in just about 4 minutes or so. I want you guys to check out some Mile Marker Zero, Where I Want You, off the brand freaking new Young Rust EP. Came out, when did this come out, by the way?
It came out in the spring of last year.
So still relatively
It's
new.
still pretty new.
Yeah, so everybody check it out. Don't go anywhere. It's Official Fucking New Radio. We'll be right back.
I woke up today and I felt my head bang. Thought about last night. I could feel all the pain, soak up all the shame, but I feel alright. Get to open the door to a darker core inside. They say you're selling out, boy. I say that I got you where I want you. They say you're selling out, boy. I say that I got you where I want you. Got you where I want you.
once was a man from Nantucket, and he didn't listen to effing radio. And where is that man now? Dead.
Tune in, log on www.officialfnradio.com.
All right, there you go. Some fucking Mile Marker Zero, Where I Want You. Man, God, I'm fucking over here thrashing around like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, dude.
That's some good shit, man. Now, I gotta ask.
Thank you.
I gotta ask. Has any of the members taken any kind of lessons to play that kind of kick-assery, or is it just natural?
No, like I said, we met at music school. We did all take lessons growing up, so we've done our fair share of practicing at work together.
All right, good. Yeah, because I was going to say, man, if you guys just pick that up, like, naturally, like, everyone else should just put their instruments down. This shit was fucking...
No.
It's so awesome. I mean, it's just so, like, just musically kick-ass. It just... Every part fits, and it... the lyrics aren't so super complex. You can kind of, by the end of the song, you kind of know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Just fucking awesome. We're going to play some more Mile Marker Zero in just a little while when we're finished with our interview here. But I had to give these folks out there listening, tuned into this fantastic radio station known as OFNR, the little taste of what's going on. Now, how does it happen? How do you guys write music? Do you guys make the music first and have the lyrics? Does the lyricist come first? How does it work?
Yeah, so far, for us, the music has always come first. We're all instrumentalists at heart, so usually somebody brings in an idea. It could be sort of flushed out. It might even just be a simple. I know with that song, it was just. I think it was the opening guitar part, just a da 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 da, and from there somebody has an idea and we work it off each other and we try different things, try different ways of playing it or layering it, and then it grows from there. And then the lyrics come in second.
So, like a song like that, how long does it take for you guys to put that together?
It's weird. Sometimes, and it actually usually works in opposite directions. Sometimes it can take us, a couple of weeks to get what we really want because we're trying to get away from. We used to be really bad and we would just micromanage too many things. So we've gotten better at it. And I know we've gotten better at we'll have an idea, we'll try to put it down, give it some time, and then come back to it after a week. But sometimes things we've been able to write, actually some of the more complicated stuff we've been able to write fairly quickly. It's actually in a lot of ways harder to write something a little bit more simple because, you force yourself to have to edit yourself and realize what's appropriate and what's not appropriate for the song. So actually those usually end up taking longer. Where the longer songs were like, woo, let's go crazy, so those end up actually being a little bit faster.
That's actually just going to ask you that, man. The ease of, what's easier for you guys having a self-titled record that, has a track that I believe is like 10 or so minutes long, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus,
right.
A few more shorter songs like on Young Rust. And aside from the ease, since you've already answered that, what do you prefer to play live? The longer, more complex pieces, or do you like the more energetic kind of short bursts?
Yeah, I don't. Each song is different because there are some longer songs that the audience has really connected with. There's an older song that we have off our first EP called "Haunted." That every time we play it, people just really, really get into it, and it's longer. It's about 7 minutes long.
It's an amazing
and
track.
then we'll have some shorter ones that sometimes don't necessarily connect with people. It's tough, depending on the crowd you're playing for. To be honest, a lot of the times we do some of these shorter ones just so we're not trying to just be totally over people's heads, or we don't have as long to play. If we only have 30 minutes, we don't want to play only 3 songs, so we try to give them more material. So to be honest, I know I didn't really answer the question, but it kind of depends on the specific song.
Yeah, are there any certain songs just in particular that you just love to play live and maybe always try to have in your sets?
Especially some of the new ones, Great Unknown. It's been a one that's been a lot of fun to play. Where I Want You goes over very well. Trick of the Tongue is a lot of fun to play. We just brought in a song at our last gig that was actually an old one off our first EP called The Keeper that I know personally for me I really love to play. It's really intense. It's kind of long, but some of those new ones off Young Russ, because they're still pretty fresh, those are always exciting for us to play, and we pretty much play it, especially Great Unknown and Where I Want You, at pretty much every show.
Sure. Now, being a band that's been around for so long, what's the worst part about being in a local band?
The worst part about being in a local band?
Yeah, well, what's the most struggling thing, I guess? I mean, you guys have been around a decade now. You know, what things have you kind of come across that are like, damn, if we could not have to deal with that ever again?
I think the hardest thing for us, and I don't know if it's a local band or even just an independent band thing, music has changed so much. So, our approaches to not only business, but the way we connect with people has changed so many times. And I think the fact that because of that, clubs are closing.
Yeah.
There's less places to play.
For sure.
And as great as it is, to be able to connect with people on the internet, there's so many bands, there's so many places that it's intimidating. You just for the heck of it, if you look up bands in New York City, there's like 50,000 of them.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's just like it just seems like an insurmountable just mountain of music to trek through. So I would say probably that, and because we play a style of music that is a little bit different, and so that could be a little challenging sometimes to try to find a show that works. We're not just a straight punk band or a straight metal band where we can jump on almost any one of those shows. So that can be challenging for us as well.
Sure. No, that makes sense. I think it's important just because, being together for so long, it's sort of helpful to the younger guys. I mean, is there any advice that you could give to let's say a band was coming out tomorrow, just starting and thinking about getting into this insanity that is the music industry? Any offerings of advice to them from your standpoint? I mean, obviously you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, I kind of caught the end of the list that you guys were doing. In the beginning, you should play as much as you can, just to get your feet in the door, making contacts, and building your resume. Then, after a while, you can be a little bit more selective. But my advice to a young band is to not pigeonhole yourself, not necessarily musically, but I think just in the way that you want to be seen. Don't pigeonhole yourself in, I only do this, or we only play this kind of thing. I mean, unless something completely doesn't make any sense for your band and what you're trying to sell as a group, be open to different things and I kind of said this before, take control of as many parts of your career as possible, because at least now people aren't going to do it for you, and don't trust that somebody else can do it better than you can.
Sure.
So, most of the time, what's best for yourself in the business aspect of things, at least in the beginning.
Most definitely. Now, something that we've been talking about the last couple weeks is 2014 was the first year that only had one platinum record. What are your thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that? I mean, obviously you've seen, in a decade, you've seen a lot of both, where it's, records were kind of a thing, and now, of course, they're not so much. I mean, what's your take?
Just the other day in a lesson I was teaching, I was explaining to a student how when I was in high school, Instinct sold whatever their big album was called. They sold like 2 million copies in the first week that it was out. And I was trying to explain to them that now artists don't sell that, period, in their entire catalog. Right. Just to say how much things have changed. I mean, you can't help but feel sad that is the case. It's hard as a musician. I think a lot of times we feel caught between wanting to connect with people and be open to people and not feel like we're above anybody, but at the same time feeling like, I don't want to say like we have to whore ourselves, but we have to like be willing to just do whatever at any time. And because if you make the wrong step or you handle things the wrong way, you end up ticking people off and really turning them off from not only, supporting you, but supporting your band in general. So, I mean, it's sad because it makes it hard for artists to really sustain themselves and to get. You really, really have to love what you do to want to do it, and I know that we do because we've had to come to the realization that, well, there's a good chance that we're not going to make anywhere near the money that we thought we were going to make. It just makes it harder for artists because, like you were saying, there's no real record deals. Record companies don't take chances like they did, say back in the 90s, giving a band a chance. I think that's another sad thing, too, that artists, I think, don't get a chance to really grow. You hear guys like, artists from the 70s say, like, there's no way that our kind of music would fit now if we came out now. A band like Queen or a band like Genesis or even Rush, who took 3-4 albums to really grow. That's, unless you play a cult, at a cult following, you don't get a chance to really grow and establish yourself. It's like, well, what did you do for me lately?
Yeah, most, and on the other side of that, from like the fans' point of view, which, that's from my point of view as a music fan, it's sad because records used to matter. And listen to me, how fucking old I sound. Records, it used to matter. Like, new release day used to fucking matter. People going to record stores used to matter. Like, it used to fucking matter that you'd get the album in your hands and be able to open it and check out the liner notes and check out the artwork and check out who was a part of this whole project. And now with the digital age, and of course I have to love the digital age because I do OFNR and, it's all digital and I wouldn't be able to do that without, but it's such a fucked up situation because, like, my kids who are very young are never going to experience walking into a record store, seeing an album and going, I'm going to buy that just because it looks cool. And I don't know how many times I did that growing up. I mean, my first job was a record store. That's what I did. I was fucking manager of a record store. So, like, I would go up and down the aisles and, like, oh, dude, that looks fucking awesome. I'm going to buy it. And then I found out, oh, shit, this is a really good fucking band. And actually, like, go back and get their entire back catalog, their entire front catalog. You know what I mean? Because I bought that one record. I don't know that that's the case anymore.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My cousin used to, like, look at the liner notes, and if so-and-so was a musician, he found Joe Satriani because he produced David Lee Roth's first album. He would do that. John said something to me not that long ago, and it was really true, kind of going along with what you're saying. When we were, not to sound old, but music used to be a statement of who you are
totally
as a person. The kind of music that you listen to, and it really, like, defined you, and that's not really the case. I mean, it is, I guess, to some degree. You still have certain cliques. There's the goth kids. You have the EDM kids. But there were specific artists, or a specific style of music said something about you personally, and that's not really the case anymore.
And we've talked about
it's the last thing. It's important to kids. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, we've talked about this too. I've said on numerous occasions, music isn't as important to kids or to people nowadays. It's not that meaningful anymore. And it's heartbreaking to me because growing up, the only reason I do OFNR is because I love music so much, and, like, I get a chance to meet and talk with bands from all over the place, and I learn about new music and I learn about different cultures and it's just heartbreaking to me because it's like that's gone. Like, that's so like secondary. And I read an article where it's like, most regular listeners of music listen to like 30 seconds and they're on to the next thing. It's like, holy shit, man. It's mind boggling to me because to me, like, growing up, like, there are certain songs still to this day that if it comes on, like, I'm immediately transported to that time, to that moment, to that emotion of whatever the fuck was happening to me at that given point in time. And it's like everything else falls away and I'm there. And I don't know, man. It's truly heartbreaking.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen the Steven Wilson's movie. I don't know if it's pronounced Insurgentes or Insurgentes, and it's a kind of a mix of him making an album, and Steven Wilson has some really strong opinions, when it comes to this. And there's certain parts where he finds all these different ways to, like, break an iPod, like he blows it up, like he runs it over with a car, like all these things. But he has a bunch of scenes in that movie talking about this, and he said something that really kind of defines this. He says, as fast as you can download an artist's 40-year catalog in like 2 minutes, which is great for people like you and me, because it's like, oh man, I can check out all these artists that I maybe never did. But for young kids who don't know that, they can just as easily dismiss it just as fast as they got it all.
Right.
It doesn't have that weight to it, like you're saying.
Yeah, they download it and then it's like, meh. On to the next thing. What's the next big, what's the next big thing? Totally, man. Yeah, for us, it's totally different. I mean, I'd go back and download a discography only because the shit's not in print anymore, or it's like some import from Japan that you can't get unless you know like the person that can order the shit. And that's the fucked up shit. I mean, I really do actually have like imports from fucking different countries because you couldn't get them.
Japanese imports are fucking awesome.
That was the shit, man. Like it would have like certain B-sides that like you just would not get anywhere else. And again, this is the heartbreak. It's so heartbreaking to me because it's like, even like Friday, for instance, Friday is Opus's big fucking birthday thing, and it's at Toad's. And for years, man, I would go to the Opus shows, and before going to Opus's show, I'd stop at Cutler's and buy something, like buy a record, buy an actual vinyl, like something that I don't have in my collection. I'm like, I need this. I don't give a fuck that it's $20. I'm buying this right now because like I need this for my collection. And now, like Friday, I'm gonna go to the show, but there's no Colors for me to stop at. It's like I can go to the Apple store. I can go to the Apple store. I don't want to fucking go to the Apple store. The fuck, man! I want to go to Colors.
You can go to Best Buy with a limited selection.
Oh, fuck Best Buy, man! I don't. That's not the kind of shit. I'm not. I'm not gonna anything that's at Best Buy. I probably either own or don't want to own. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right.
And it's like it just sucks, man. It sucks so bad because to me, there really is nothing better than buying an album, and whether it be on CD or whatever, or vinyl, and going through it and like actually really sitting down, and it's an experience. It's not just It's not just a fucking download.
You can see the artwork. You can read the lyrics. You can
listen to the album. You can
to it.
And you like sit down and you could smell the fucking thing. Like I know that sounds really fucking bizarre, but like. The smell of
I know what you mean.
The smell of new fucking stuff, like a new album.
You get to unwrap it like a gift too.
Yeah,
always,
dude,
you always have the plastic, man. It's just even little things like that add to that experience.
It's nuts,
right?
It's nuts.
You also tend to like give something. How many times did you hear an album and at first you're like, I don't know what I think of this, and then after 3 or 4 listens, you're like, oh man, I get this. And if you bought something, if you give it a chance because you spent your money on it. It wasn't just it wasn't like you got 25,000 things. You used your money to buy that one thing because that's all you had.
Yeah, and it's tangible. It's tangible.
On the other end of the spectrum, though, I'm a record guy, but I'm going to throw this out there now that we are in the digital age. What positives do you take away, as a band, that plays in Connecticut and around the Northeast? What positives do you take away from bands or from people that maybe get your stuff online? Do you find that people buy more albums at shows to support you? Do you you've been around for a long time?
Great question.
And do you find more people maybe don't pick up albums, but more people come out to shows and pick up T-shirts for you? And also, how does that differ in Connecticut from, I know you guys play out in like Pennsylvania and Jersey and places like that, and New York?
Well, I mean, just in general, the fact that you can, a positive thing about digital is the fact that you can reach people. And, we'll have people who buy our stuff overseas or have heard our music from the Rock Band video game that we were in, or could see our thing on YouTube that wouldn't have heard of us, if it were not for streaming or being able to buy our music. As far as album sales, I don't really know. I mean, people still do buy, especially when I think it's a little bit different too when you go to see especially people who go to shows. If it's a young artist, you feel like you want to support them. You know that they're not like rolling big in a big mansion with lots of money. So you want to support them. So people still do buy merch, but we definitely see sales online too. It's mostly, from places that we wouldn't expect. It's like, wow, we sold an album in France. Oh my God, let's go tour in France, but call Gojira, we're coming. But, to be honest, I'm not really sure. I think I need to be more on a longer tour, which we haven't financially been able to do, to really see that. As far as people buying albums of major artists, digital has probably pulled that down a bunch.
And definitely a result of why we saw 2014 being the first year ever that Platinum Records, just won. Just Taylor Swift. That's it.
Right.
Totally. I mean, there's no other.
Which is amazing too, because she has such a big fan base, and she has most of her fans are the exact demographic. The only thing I can think of is that, she's maybe the one artist where she transcends over to, kids' parents who buy albums, or they're like, she's the one artist they tell their parents they listen to, so it's okay to buy that. But it's kind of amazing that somebody, who reaches so much, she's the one that's able to sell that much. Because there's other artists, like Katy Perry, and they're not selling platinum albums, so how is it that she's doing it?
Yeah, and that would be
interesting.
That would be an amazing case study to find out exactly what
she's
was
doing something right.
Yeah, what did she do correctly in a year since 1976? This has never happened. The only time ever. And I know now, moving forward, we may not see this year. 2015 may be the year that doesn't have any. It's entirely possible. But yeah, it'd be a crazy case study to read why, in particular, her albums. I mean, obviously she's got a huge fan base, but like you said, it is the perfect demographic for downloading and for quick listening and it's strange because she's the only one. There was a couple that came close, but she's the only one. She's it. So that would be it.
Yeah, which in a way you kind of feel happy. You're like, wow, at least somebody did it,
Yeah, well,
and
kudos.
I guess at least it's somebody who is a legitimate artist. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of her, but I don't really have anything against her either. At least she's a legitimate artist who cares a lot about her career and works really hard. So if there's going to be one person, at least it's that.
Yeah, it's somebody who's not manufactured in some warehouse somewhere. No, totally. Worst show ever, best show ever.
Worst show, I would definitely say, was we did a couple-week tour of the East Coast when we released The Haunted. And the very last night of the tour, we were playing a club in New York City, and we left North Carolina at 6 o'clock in the morning because we had a whole bunch of shows canceled, so we had nothing in between. So we drove all the way to New York City. We got there at 6 or 7 o'clock, and they wouldn't let us we have a small, old, rickety RV, and they wouldn't let us take it over the Holland Tunnel. So we had to go around the George Washington Bridge, and we got into the East Village, and we literally could not find a parking spot. We couldn't find one. And so finally we were like, I don't know what to do. And these cops came over, and Dave was driving, and they're like, if you leave this here, we're going to ticket you. So basically he had to stay at the driver's, in the driver's seat while we unloaded, played a 20-minute set without him for 3 people, packed everything back up and left, and did it all in an hour. So that was probably the worst thing we've ever done. The best show we've ever played, I would have to go with, just from a sheer response and just overall experience. I don't know if it's the best show we've ever played, but doing the opening slot on the side stage for Porcupine Tree was a big thing for us. There was a lot of people there. We met a lot of cool people. It's been a big thing for us in our resume. And then obviously getting to see them play that night. So I would say that's up there, one of the best ones.
Righteous. Now, something we didn't talk about, and I probably should have asked almost first question is, what's Mile Marker Zero? Where did that come from?
The name, you mean?
Yeah.
The name has been, it's funny, we actually almost changed the name a couple of times because we're like, oh, I don't know if we like this, but people, it's stuck, so we're in deep enough now, but people seem to like it, so, which is good, because it's kind of like how Dave Grohl feels about the Foo Fighters. He wants to change the name all the time. But the name just simply came from, we were talking about, the beginning. I mean, Mile Marker Zero is the beginning of a journey. So we were talking about this, and we were like, oh, like the 0 mile markers down in Key West. So we're like, oh, well, mile marker 0. So it can be two ways. It can be the start of a journey. It can be the end of a journey, if you want to think of it that way.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool, man. I dig it. Definitely dig what you guys are doing. I mean, like I said, I remember catching you guys, and I think it was like 2009. You were playing one of the Opus shows, and I picked up the record like immediately because I was like, God damn, this band is really fucking good. People should check you guys. People should check you guys out, not just online, but go out and see you live, because I mean, it's stellar performance. It's been a while since I've seen you live, so the next time you are doing a show with the Monolithic Boys, Brian over there, kick him square in the nuts. Oh, sorry, Brian, are you still on the phone? I forgot.
Oh, I am. Of course.
But no, I definitely gonna have to come out and check you guys out. I mean.
My favorite band around here to play with.
What's that?
Well, thank you.
My favorite band around here to play with.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Brian, we want to, I know from all of us, we want to say thank you to Brian. We've been working with Brian for about a year. We've had a great relationship with him. He's really building a great awareness and an exciting scene in Connecticut, and we played, the Misfit show, which would probably be right up there near with the Porcupine Tree show that we played, and just all the great buzz that him and Eric have going. So we really, Brian, thank you. It's been great.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that I've been around since 2006 doing OFNR, and it's really cool to see, Brian, yourself, Eric, and Jesse from Postdemic coming together in such a way to like say, enough with the nonsense. We should really all kind of work together in a way that hasn't been done before. And I think it's so fucking cool. And to see like, hey, we should all be positive, and we should all try to like build the scene, build the community, and like talk great about what's happening. And maybe somebody will fucking pay attention and actually want to come and hang out and like see what's going on and realize how many amazingly stellar bands there are in this state. And there are a fuck ton, a metric fuck ton of amazing kick-ass bands in this state.
Definitely. And to go along with that, Mile Marker 0 is a band that can play with a band like The Shape or a band like Apostasy, but they can also play with a band like Circadian Rhythm or Samsara. And I think a lot of the bands around here can do that, and more mixing together, at least within the realm of rock and metal and all that jazz can, is good, because you get stronger exposure to different crowds. And I think it works pretty well whenever we do, one of those. And I love doing them with you guys. You guys are fucking phenomenal, and it's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Well, we feel the same way about you guys. We love playing with you guys. The energy, the playing, the Shape are great players. You guys are just a powerhouse group, so we love playing with you guys as well. And there's like you were saying, I feel like there is more of a support for other groups. Probably when we started, it was a little bit more like, oh well, I do my thing and I'm better. I mean, and that's always going to be there. But to me, what drives me nuts is the pretentiousness of people who just sit around and talk about all the things you can't do instead of just doing something. So I like that, at least, especially recently, the groups that we're playing with, you feel like there's a common, even if the bands musically are totally different, there's an appreciation for what they're doing, and if they do it well, that's all that's important.
Most definitely. Well, Mark, look, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. You've been gracious in giving us so much of your time this evening and hanging out with us and taking some time and talking with us about the band and about what you're doing. Talked a lot about the music industry. I think it's, it's ever evolving, ever changing. I hope that someday we get back to a point where, music really is something that we purchase and consume. But I don't know that I think we've gotten past that point now, where we probably can never go back. But obviously, if you guys have records, everybody should go out and buy them, get the album, get the CD. If you do vinyl, of course, I'll be like first in line to get one of those. It's stupid expensive for bands to do that, but that's why I buy them when they come out, because it's like, fuck, that's stupid expensive, and it's so cool. and I'm so old. It's like, man, back in my day, we actually had these things called records. But before you go, man, I do need you to cut me a quick little breaker. You know, just tell them your name, tell them that you're with Mile Marker, and tell them that they're listening to official FN radio. That would be so awesome. I can play it before your songs and stuff.
Sure, absolutely.
And we're ready
right now. Or?
Yeah, we're ready for you.
Hey, this is Mark Fosterelli from Mile Marker Zero, and you are listening to official FN radio.
Perfect. Very cool, my friend. Hey, thank you so very much, man. It's been a pleasure. And I mean, look, we could probably go on for another hour just talking about all the different things. But
oh yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Anytime,
fun, man. Thank you.
Anytime you want to call back, you know, anytime you want to check in, if you guys got a show coming up or anything like that, please feel free to contact us. We're here to help. And if you guys ever need a flyer for an event or something, just drop me a line. I'd be more than happy to help you.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I had a great time. I could talk, like you said, I could talk about this all day. So anytime.
Hey, thanks. Thanks so much, Mark. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Later.
Take it easy.
Later.
There you go, Mark from Mile Marker Zero, man. What another great interview, Brian.
And such a good dude, man. Such a phenomenal band, a class act. If you don't have that EP, Young Rust, or their self-titled debut album, at least do yourself a favor. Go to their Bandcamp, go to their page, and check it out. I cannot say enough about how good those guys are.
And yeah, man. I mean, God damn it, dude. And, you know, I had yet to really sit down and give that Young Rust a good, hard listen. But just listening to Where I Want You, dude, earlier, I swear to God, I was in my chair. I was like moshing in my chair. It's just like, and it's not like it's metal, like brutal, savage shit. It's just so fucking technically sound. And like, you know, skilled musicianship, and I love that kind of stuff, man. I love like really hearing, you know, bands that can fucking supersede like just that instrumentation, and it's just like, God damn it, man. This is why I'm a music fan. This is why I'm so into this shit.
If you want to hear something phenomenal, I know we got to take another music break or two. Definitely check out The Great Unknown if we could play that for people.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because as he was talking and he was saying how much he likes that song, I queued that sumbitch up for us right after this, and then I'm gonna, you know, cause it's OFNR and we do what we want, motherfuckers. I'm gonna actually play a second track right off of that album too, so we get 3, you know, because we played one way earlier, like a half hour ago.
Yeah,
almost 40 minutes ago now. I got to take a quick break because I got to go have a cigarette, because that's what I do. We still got the news coming up, brought to you by Blow Paste, cheekychacha.com. Check out Blow Paste. BJ a day keeps the doctor away. Helps the prostate, it really does. And with Blow Paste, it helps your teeth too. So get some Blow Paste, cheekychacha.com. Tell Jasmine that we sent you. And then, of course, Cold Cock Whiskey. Yeah, man. coldcockwhiskey.com. Take your shot. I'm going to play a quick little breaker for that, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so for the fucking news right here on Official FN Radio, Indy 180. And Brian, you still got to do the Monolithic Minute, too, so we got to get that in there when we come back.
Yeah, we had that. We had some music. We got the news. It's going to be a good time.
So don't go anywhere if you're keeping it locked. Thank you so much for keeping it locked tonight. This is why we do this, man, just to have people like you guys out there listening, tuned in, to hear about brand new bands. Maybe you don't know much about Mile Marker Zero, but after this, you certainly will. Here's some music from them. Do not go anywhere. It's official fucking new radio. I got Intercourse on deck as well, and we will be back in about 10 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. It's OFNR, Indy 180.
Cold Cock Whiskey. Made with aged American bourbon and herbs like green tea, hibiscus, eucalyptus, ginger, ginkgo, and many more. Smooth taste. No whiskey burn. Take your shot. coldcockwhiskey.com. Kong to Honolulu. From Chinatown to China, officialfnradio.com gives a whole new meaning to the word local. So keep it local, keep it loud, and keep it locked. Only on officialfnradio.com.
Fucking new radio. Fucking new radio.
You said can go fuck yourself.
Fucking new radio. It's officialfnradio.com. OFNR forever. You just heard Intercourse with Face Infection. They got a brand new video out for, what the hell is the name of that tune, dude? Do you know?
Dude, fuck. Hold on 1 second. I'll get in, like, immediately. Hold up.
They got a brand new video out. You can go check it out on Intercourse, or I know Kev.
Town Plot Prowler.
There you go. Go check that shit out. Brand new video. It's dope, man. It's so well fucking filmed, and it's a really cool track, and those guys are really just amazing. Go check them out. Intercourse is the name of the band. Or you can check out Kev King, Kevin M.F. King. His solo projects are also equally as kick-ass and just weird and cool, and he's just a cool motherfucker. I love hanging out with Kev King.
Dude, the interview with him was fucking awesome, too, man. He was great to talk to.
Dude, we've had some stellar interviews this past month.
This whole month was gold. We went 4 for 4, dude.
It was great. I mean, we had Kev King, we had David from Marwood's Fall, we had Opus last week, we had Mile Marker Zero Mark this week, and it's just, you know what? February is pretty much booked. We got one spot open, and we're gonna fill that spot, and it's gonna be equally dope. I
think I already did, man.
Nice.
While we were doing it, I got hit up, and I think I filled that with some Sarah from
Sarah, nice.
Stratford. They are an awesome American rock and roll band.
Kick ass, cool. So that's done. So February's booked. March is going to be booked real quick. I mean, we're going to have some of the bands from Shore Metal Madness Fest. Stagger's working on that. We're going to have Cold Cock Whiskey. The owner and maker of Cold Cock Whiskey is going to be on the line. It's going to be a dope. Yeah. It's going to be a goddamn dope couple months, man. And thank you guys so much for tuning in and keeping it locked to Official FN Radio. Before the Intercourse, Face Infection, we played Mile Marker Zero. We played 2, Trick of the Tongue and The Great Unknown, both off Young Rust. Go get that shit off Bandcamp right now. Go get it. Get it from them live, personally. Get the actual hard copy as well. Why the fuck not? Support local music and do it every chance you can. All right, it's time for some Monolithic Music Minute, I think.
Well, thank you. Since there is a big list here, I'm going to start off with shit. So, okay, for the next month or so, we've got a bunch of shows lined up between myself, Eric Ioka, and a few other promoters like Jesse from Posidemic. Of course, this coming, or I'll save that for last. On the 31st, at the Glass Cloud in New Haven, I swear to God, I'm a madman. Adam from We Are Nothing with the Forest Room. Over at Cherry Street on the 31st, we have Stickpin, Feed the Pigs, Chaos Reign, Cause of Affliction. On February 6th, the long-awaited release of Insano Vision's brand new CD. They're going to be playing along with Mind Over Master, Goat Herder, City of Iron, and Undercliff. Following day, over at Cherry Street, we have Puss, Blast Mat, Alcoholocaust, Fucked Off, God's Middle Finger, Lush Life, and Productive Member. Then closing out that weekend, all the way from Boston, our buds and We the Machine, This Wretched Me, Values, A Cry on Deaf Ears, and more. Over on the 13th, Lightsbane, Risk on Life, The Gates of Ivory, The Maddening Process, who are going to be on the show, I think 2 weeks from now, right?
Yeah. No, it might be 3 weeks from now.
3 weeks now, sorry.
Sometime in February, the 17th, I think it is.
And Priapism. Then over again at Cherry Street on Valentine's Day, we got Anti-Valentine's Day from Jesse at Posidemic with Into the Coven, Our Own Destruction, Goat Herder, Beat the Doll, She Walks Without Legs. On the 14th, at the same time, we have Mystic Seahorse over at Main Street Tavern. On the 20th, at the Downtown Cafe, Fortune Favors the Brave and Scriptures from Rambuticon Productions out in Rhode Island, along with Simple Machinery, Beat the Doll, and the motherfucking Aberration from Vermont. Then over on the 21st, Cement Douche Productions, Lee from Lightsbane presents February Metal at Cook's Cafe featuring Rise to Burn, Lightsbane, Archaic Decapitator, Carnivore, Continuum, and yours truly in The Shape. Over in the studio portion of Monolithic Music, I know that we have a bunch of records currently in production from, says Steve, my trusty partner over there. Salader, an awesome pop punk band, is 80% done tracking their album. The killer rock band from down in southern Connecticut, Growlix, has 2 singles ready to send out to mastering. Pat Stone and the Dirty Boots, featuring members of Samsara, who are going to be on the show in 2 weeks, are coming in to do a full-length record. And we also have solo records available from Andrew Pinto, Nick Kananu, both from Terra Luna, and Justin Flores from the Hounds of Justice with his solo project. And if you're into rap, we got our man Debo from Milford coming in. He has some stuff in the works. He's like a little bit in the Eminem vein. And from out of state in New York, we have He Left the Room. So lots of cool stuff to look forward to on that end. I just want to get one last plug in for Mr. Opus's show, which is going to be this coming Friday, January 30th. And I just wanted to pull the lineup real quick. This is an awesome, awesome show. If you cannot make it, you are severely, going to be cast out. You're missing it. I know that in the beginning of the night, Apostasy is going to be kicking it off. You have Rails, Sever the Drama, Lightsbane, Dead by Wednesday, Eyes of the Dead. You have Alcoholica, you have Earth, and also Jasta headlining it all. And that's going to be over at Toad's Place. So definitely get down there and check that out. And make sure you check out all the bands starting at 6 o'clock.
Absolutely. Quick rundown real quick. Happy birthday horns to Jim, Big Jim of Two Fisted Law, Aaron of She Walks Without Legs, Lurch from DIU TV, Mike from Physics of Demise, and our longtime friend of OFNR's, Tony Gizzo from New York City. Happy motherfucking birthday to all y'all.
You read my fucking mind, dude. I had that right up and open.
I was gonna...
And Joey DiBiase from Oath.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, see? I know I missed another one, but it's gotta shout out those folks, man. And love the guys in Two Fisted Law. It's been so long since I've seen those cats. I really need to make it a point this year to fucking go check them out and hang out with them. All right. It is 10:31 here at the OFNR studios. It is time to do the news. We're going to try to bang through as many of these as humanly possible. Of course, the news brought to you by Blow Paste and brought to you by Cold Cock Whiskey. Both awesome friends of ours and sponsors. Thank you guys so much for putting your faith into OFNR. Check out Blow Paste, CheekyChaCha.com. Check out Cold Cock Whiskey at coldcockwhiskey.com. Take your shot. Get that shit, man. All right.
Whiskey and blowjobs go hand in hand.
Yes, whiskey and blowjobs do go hand in hand.
It is time. Oh yes, it is time right now for Knobs News Corner.
It is 1/27/2015, 10:32 p.m. at the OFNR studios. The fucking weather, brought to you by thefuckingweather.com. According to thefuckingweather.com, it is, let's see, typing in my zip code. You can go check out the fucking weather at thefuckingweather.com and go. Give me weather or give me death. It is currently at the OFNR studios 11 motherfucking degrees. It's fucking cold. Good baby making weather. If you're into that sort of thing. And if you are, you should get some blow paste. Because, why not? Tomorrow is Wednesday. It's going to be 25 motherfucking degrees with a low of 8. Fucking 8. Thursday, it's going to be 31 motherfucking degrees with a low of 27 motherfucking degrees, partly motherfucking cloudy. Friday, it's going to be a high of 33 motherfucking degrees and a low of 3 motherfucking degrees. Some snow showers forecasted, although I'm not sure how much we may get. And then I hear maybe Monday again, some more snow. So, it's fucking winter, folks.
Fucking Christ, really?
And I hate it. fuck?
I just looked outside on our last break, and I see snow out the front door already.
Oh yeah, dude. I went out there for my smoke, freeze my balls off, and I was like, you know what? This sucks. I'm going inside. Like quick, like I smoke so fast now because it's so goddamn cold. It's like I sucked down a cigarette in like fucking 5 minutes or less because it's so fucking cold. I just want to like get the nicotine in me and then just go inside. How are you doing, by the way, on the non-smoking situation?
I haven't had a cigarette, man, and it's coming on a month and a half, so I'm
Good
feeling a lot better.
Good for you.
Thank you, brother.
Well done, my friend. All right, so let's get through some news. First story is called iCaught. You've heard of the iPad, the iPod? Now it's time for the iCaught. This from Houston. Houston man said he had his iPod to thank for identifying the men who he said stole thousands of dollars in cash and electronics from his truck. Last week, Randy Schaefer said his truck was broken into, said a bag was taken that contained a number of items including $5,000 in cash, a MacBook Pro, and his iPod. Well, stupid is as stupid does. Not only did they steal the fucking iPod, they actually took 17 fucking selfies with the iPod. Now here's the catch. Most iPods and iDevices, and even my Android phone as a for instance, the photos go to a cloud. So they go up onto like a server somewhere other than just the phone. And
that is correct.
Usually you get notifications. So like, for instance, if I take a fucking photo on my phone, it immediately uploads that photo to my Dropbox so that if I wanted to get it, I can go to my Dropbox and get it. I get notifications anytime something is deleted or added to my Dropbox. So this is the way I know, like, hey, there's a new file there.
Yep.
Well, the same thing is true on the iPad. So the iCloud photo stream told this dude, hey, there's 17 new selfies taken by the men. The men showed the stacks of $100 bills in one photo, and the men even put their bills in their mouths. They can be seen smiling and throwing up West Side gang signs. And of course, not only does the iPad, iPhone, Android, and all these fucking smartphones take pictures and store them to the cloud, they all have location-based features, meaning if you take a picture at Cherry Street, usually it'll say taken at Cherry Street. Well, these guys took this selfie and it said taken at whatever the address was or wherever they were. And
fuck idiots.
of course, the
Jesus.
cops then can go and track that shit down. Now, even if let's just say hypothetically speaking, it didn't have the location-based feature, it is a device by which you can track the IP address. So as soon as they took the selfies and put them up on Facebook, your IP address is now trackable, you dumb fucks. So the lesson here is, don't be fucking stupid. Goddamn idiots.
Want me to take the next one?
Sure.
We'll name him Nutella. A French court has banned parents from naming their baby daughters Nutella after the chocolate hazelnut spread. Two married couples were so fond of the product made by the Italian company Ferrero that they assumed that it could become part of the family. Their thinking was Nutella is popular, sweet, and homely, exactly how they wanted their children to turn out. But eyebrows were raised as soon as they tried to register the name with the civil authorities in Valenciennes, according to or close to the Belgian border in northeast France. After weeks of legal argument, a judge has now ruled it is not in the best interest of a child to be called Nutella because of the risk of abuse. The parents accepted the judgment, agreeing to call their girls Ella, although they will, of course, be able to use Nutella as a nickname at home.
First of all, who the fuck in their right mind would name their kid Nutella?
A cannibal?
Like, why on earth would you ever think that was, like, appropriate? Like, that was, like, a smart decision. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna name her Nutella.
Oh, dude, I'll do you one better. My aunt was a registered nurse a while ago, and she had a patient who named her fucking daughter Placenta.
Placenta. That was her name.
That was her fucking, I swear to Christ, dude.
Yeah, that's not gonna go over real well at the fucking schools.
No.
And these kids don't have enough fucking of a hard time with bullying and shit. sad. All right, next one. Hate to bug ya. Feeling the sting of rejection, itching to get even with an ex? Well, the San Francisco Zoo is offering the burned and spurned masses the chance to adopt a hissing cockroach or giant scorpion in honor of their special ex-someone for Valentine's Day. Dude, you should totally, since they're doing the anti-Valentine's Day special, you should totally order like a couple of these in honor of Jesse James, in honor of Post-Epidemic Entertainment, a hissing cockroach.
I'd fucking love that.
That would be so dope, dude. The zoo is highlighting two of its less desirable inhabitants through the Adopt an Animal program that has usually raised money for the care of more cuddly, attractive creatures such as penguins, lions, and pandas. This time they're trying to get, some money for the hissing cockroach and giant scorpion. It has Valentine's Day special comparing the creepy characteristics of Madagascar hissing cockroaches and giant hairy scorpions to the ways of heartbreaking mammals with two legs. These invertebrates are aggressive, active, and alarmingly nocturnal, much like your low-life ex. They're usually found in and around low-elevation valleys, and also just like you-know-who, when a suitable victim wanders by, the scorpion grabs the doomed creature with its pincers and then stings the prey. $50 and up donors can adopt a scorpion, have the zoo send a certification and stuffed stinger to the person who inspired the adoption. Cockroach Valentine, the zoo says, is a $25 donation. And with a little luck, this generous donation will release your bad love life karma so that you never have to encounter a cockroach again. So for only $25, dude, you can get a fucking hissing cockroach for Jesse.
If I can get that sent to me in time and it's assured, I'm about to do that. We did miss one, though. You want me to go back to that?
Did we miss one?
Yeah,
we did. Oh, shit, yeah. Go ahead.
No jail time for Lop It Off of Me. A 72-year-old woman has been spared jail after trying to cut off her husband's penis with a pair of scissors.
You remember this story, right?
Oh, no, go ahead.
I said you remember this story, right? We covered this.
Oh, fuck. Why we have it in here twice, then?
No. We covered... Remember when she cut her fucking dude's junk off with the scissors?
I thought this was another case of dick cutting off.
Oh, is this a different story?
I think it is. The name.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. This is the second dick in a row that's been cut off, in 2 weeks apart.
With a scissor?
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
72-year-old woman has been spared jail after trying to cut off her husband's penis with a pair of scissors. Virginia Valdez, 72, was sentenced to 3 years probation and 429 hours of community service for the 2011 attack on her 62-year-old husband, Cesar Valdez. The couple, who had been married for 32 years but were going through a divorce at the time, were getting intimate in the bedroom on the day of the attack. She claimed she was going to clean her teeth but returned with scissors. Mr. Valdez stemmed the flow of blood off with towels, called an ambulance, and told the operator, "Bitch, try to cut my dick off!"
Dude, see, now look.
It's 2 dicks.
I can tell you why. See, this is what you need to do, folks. Get yourself some blow paste. Then she can't say, "Oh, I'm going to clean my teeth," and return with scissors. You can just be like, "Bitch, use the blow paste." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is totally a different story. Last time the
she did it twice. That's right. She cut it off twice. That's right.
What is it with bitches cutting dicks off with scissors? Like, what the fuck?
Dude, like, why does she have scissors in the bathroom?
Oh man, I'm gonna start. Any girlfriend in the future is getting a few psychological exams, dude.
Something. Be like, how do you feel about sharp objects?
I'm hiding scissors officially, like before I go to bed, in the strangest of places from now on. Just never find. I'm gonna make holes in the wall and patch them up, and then
Unbelievable. Hey, we're out of stories. That's good. We got through them all. Can't believe it.
We did have music. I think I sent you some stuff, and we had Maddening Process. I could have sworn.
Yeah, dude, we got so much fucking tunes to get to, so we can definitely do that. Do we want to play some music and then wrap it up and come back and wrap it up? I guess we can do that, right?
Let's do that.
All right, cool. Let me do that. We got so much new music, man. Of course, we played some Mile Marker Zero. We played the new Apostasy earlier. Played new Archaic Decapitator. I've got brand new music from the Maddening Process. Dying here.
Yeah.
Brand new music from The Shape.
Yes, you do.
What do you want me to play from that?
What did I send you?
You sent me Looming Doom, Burn Before Reading, Everything is a Hook, Feeding the Machine, and Cut Like a Knife. Sophie's choice.
Stuff really fucking heavy. Let's do Looming Doom.
All right, so we do some Looming Doom. We got the Manning Process with Grave. Before we get to any of that, I am going to do something by Steve Lewis, who is going to be on our show at the end of February. And we'll be talking with him about his big hit records and his solo stuff, of course. So we're going to get to that. We'll play some music. We'll be right back in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. It's Official Fucking New Radio. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, give or take a minute or two. And then we will sign off and be done. So don't go anywhere. It's Official Fucking New Radio, Indie 180 with Brian and Knob. We'll be right back.
Motherfucker.
Daylight fades to darkness. Sunshine turns to cold. Hide between the lines and watch the world as it unfolds. Acting by their nature, choose by their own free will. They take the bait while I patiently wait and move in for the kill. Some may say I'm the world's greatest creation. I live deep inside of your imagination. I'm the one that snuck into heaven. Judgment day's upon us, and I'm Armageddon, like a demon from under. They say I'm rolling thunder, and I'm the devil's source, and they call me brute force. Deep within your conscience, are you haunted by your sins? With your troubled past, a shadow's been cast, and you let the evil in. You can't get lost
Fucking new radio.
blissful moment go to waste. Taste the magic of blow paste. So give that salty sausage a peppermint taste with the magic of blow paste. Freshen up the job before you turn out the lights, and get a pearl necklace to go with your pearly whites. If you want to make his day and put a smile on his face, taste the magic of blow paste.
Cold Cock Whiskey. Made with aged American bourbon and herbs like green tea, hibiscus, eucalyptus, ginger, ginkgo, and many more. Smooth taste. no whiskey burn. Take your shot. coldcockwhiskey.com. coldcockwhiskey.com and Blow Paste, our sponsors each and every week here on Indie 180. We still got the shape to get to, but I figure we can end the night with that.
Cool.
We did just play The Maddening Process with Grave. That is brand new, off their brand new EP. Go get that shit from The Maddening Process. Before that, Stephen M. Lewis with Brute Force. We'll be having Steve Lewis on Big Hit Records at the end of February. February's booked. Done. Lovely. We're going into March now, so if you want to talk with us, get on our show, talk about your band. We give you a whole hour, one whole hour to talk about your band. And of course, the industry and what's happening in the music scene and all that fun shit.
Guilty pleasures and whatnot as well.
Yeah. All that fun jazz. Each and every week, we bring you 180 minutes of pure, independent rock and metal from around the globe. So, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If you missed any portion of this show or any show from Indie 180 in the last month, you can go to YouTube. Go to youtube.com/officialfnradio. And there's a playlist, an entire playlist of fucking shows that we've done right here on OFNR. And you can check them all out. Listen to all of them. Listen to what we talked about. Listen to the music. Check out the crazy fucking news stories that we've done. Each and every week, it's new shit. And I don't even have to try that hard to find the stuff. It's ridiculous. You got any plugs? Anything you want to... Everybody should go out, of course, Friday night to Opus's birthday blizzard Bashapalooza with dozens of bands and stuff, things, and get there early. The show starts at 6. First band on at 6:15. And then it rolls on after that.
It kicks off with apostasy in a big way, so make sure you get down there. I did have a few things I just plain out forgot to mention.
It happens in the 3 hours, man.
Our buds in The Aberration, who are on Monolithic Music as well, they have a video shoot coming up for the track Bastardize, and it's an open invite for anybody that wants to come out, thrash out, run around in a crazy fucking location in Middlefield, Connecticut, dressed up however crazy you want to look, and come out and headbang and have some fucking fun. Those guys are an awesome two-piece instrumental metal band. They blow my fucking mind every time they play live, and all are welcome to come out to that. Also, just a few things on our end that my band would kill me if I did not mention here, like I did in a minute. We're opening up for the Bunny the Bear at the Space. Our first all-ages show, I think, in like 8 years. Something crazy like that, on February 12th. Then we're doing the Metal Goes Acoustic on the 27th at the Outer Space with Fear the Masses, Our Own Destruction, Composing the Apocalypse, and more. It's all for a good cause for music in public schools in New Haven. And then also a string of dates of Mobile Death Camp on the 28th at Cherry
Street.
Seaside Tavern.
Seaside Tavern.
And then in early March at Cherry Street, also with, I believe, Goat Herder, Disguise the Curse, and a bunch of other great bands. And then opening for Suicide Silence, Within the Ruins, and Emir and Fit for an Autopsy on March 10th at the Webster Theater. So that is what I forgot to mention earlier. If you need tickets for those, please hit us up individually or on our band page. And that's about all I got.
Cool. Last week, you guys might have remembered, I was talking about a local movie company that is starting filming in late February. I can talk more about this now. My friends over at Moongoil Entertainment got the shaft from The Current. And because they were doing horror films and two of the principal guys in the company were educators,
One guy wound up leaving his job altogether. He was the principal of a school, but because he was doing slasher films that featured nude girls, it was a big fucking to-do. Anyhow, some of those members have started up a brand new movie company called Third Life Cinema. And I quote Dennis, the primary person here. Quote, "We are shooting a new family-friendly comedy. Our project will be filmed almost entirely in Plainville, Connecticut. We have some very talented people already, but we're holding auditions at the Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott in Plainville on February 8th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Casting call for quirky comedy film. Third Life Cinema is seeking a diverse range of male and female actors for a quirky comedy. Project initially involves a short film. Principal photography will be filmed at the location. We're not ready for the shape, goddammit. We're not ready yet. Damn it. Got me all fucked up. Project initially involves a short film with principal photography taking place in Connecticut beginning late February, followed by a feature film several months later. Majority of roles are non-paying, revolve around realistic, nerdy personalities and interesting actors of all backgrounds, body types, and all are encouraged to apply. For consideration, please submit a headshot and resume to Third Life producers at thirdlifecinema@comcast.net. Every submission will be considered. Please share for us. Another announcement coming soon. So there you go. I'm not bullshitting you guys when I tell you. Here's the quirkiest part about this shit. They're filming in late February in Plainville at like the Plainville Lanes, the bowling alley.
Yeah.
OFNR is going to be broadcasting live from the fucking shoot. How you like that? We're actually going to be the DJ that night. Yeah, buddy. OFNR all up in this motherfucker. So yeah.
Oh, shit.
Want to thank Third Life Cinema for giving us the, the ability to partake and be a part of all their films. And back when they were doing horror movies, I went down and was a zombie in one of them and did some voiceover stuff for their trailers and shit. So always cool. Glad to see that, while some of the members had to go, their own way and do their thing because that's their fucking livelihood, it's really cool to see that some of those guys are gonna come back with something else, family friendly, so this way, nobody can fucking get their panties in a wad. So, straight up shout outs to that. Next week we got Ian Carlucci of Shadow Lake Music. Do not fucking miss that interview. We're gonna talk with him about a lot of the things that we've been talking with about for like the like as far as, because he's a younger dude, so we're gonna talk about he might not have the same experiences we have as far as acquiring and consuming music, so it should be pretty cool. Anyway, it is now 11:02. We've done our 180 minutes. Boom. 180 fucking minutes of pure independent music, news, and an interview with fucking Mark from Mile Marker Zero. Thank you so much again, Brian, for setting that up. What a great time we had this evening.
Hell yeah, dude.
Joe should be back next week, so long as we don't get another epic blizzard. And, yeah, tune in each and every week. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Independent music all day long, because it's all independent month. We only got a couple more days of that. But tomorrow at 1 o'clock, it's Turbo's Asylum. Brought to you by Bullspike Radio, my dear friends and brothers from other mothers. Love the fucking Bullspike Radio guys. They've got a brand new Rock Against Dystrophy coming in March. I'll give you more details as I get them. Should be a really great time. Always a good time to rock out and knock out muscular dystrophy with the Rock Against Dystrophy folk and Bullspike Radio. Last Rock Against Dystrophy was nuts, dude. You had members of Overkill and all kinds of shit. It was nuts, dude. Fucking insane. Go check that shit out. Go check out Bullspike Radio. Tell them I said what's up. Thursday in the afternoon, you should check out, at noon, you should check out DJ Perlman. He's not on OFNR, but he's on New Rejal Radio. And he does the Hard Rock Lunchbox each and every day. And you should check that shit out. It's a really good show. He does a really good job. And I love listening. I listen each and every week. So, and I bust his balls unmercifully. Because that's what we do to each other when we like each other. We bust each other's balls unmercifully. That's it. I think that's it. I think I covered everything. Wanted to say happy birthday to my little man who's going to be 5 on Thursday. Can't fucking believe it, dude. Where the fuck did the time go? Unreal, man. Unfucking real. All right, that's it. No more. We're going to end off with The Shape from Connecticut. Their brand new album, Mask of the Red Death. Looming Doom is the name of the song. And you can get that shit on Bandcamp at their local shows, which Brian was kind enough to tell you about that you should go see.
And iTunes, Amazon, and all that stuff. Spotify, yada, yada, yada.
And all that other fun jazz and shit. So there you go. All right, that's it. We are out of time. I will see you guys next week. Same fucking channel, same fucking time right here on officialfnradio.com, OFNRforever.com. Indie 180, 180 minutes of pure independent music, metal, news, rock, stuff, blow paste, cold cock whiskey, and so much more. Thank you guys for tuning in each and every week and being a part of OFNR. We appreciate your support. Support your local scene wherever you are each and every week. Go out to shows, buy merch, support venues. I think that's it. Anything else I should say? Oh, wait, there is something else I wanted to say.
You, sir, can go fuck yourself.
Bye.